Good evening, my fellow troglodytes, Neanderthals, all you hairy knuckle dragon apes, chicken littles. Oh, fuck. wait, no.
Wait, no. Not fun.
There we go. Alright, all you chicken littles and boys crying wolf.
Let's go right back.
Everybody else in the Red Pill Manosphere and all the Good Faith family. Welcome to the Good Faith Podcast, where we maneuver around toxic debauchery, attempting to find harmony with our fellow man and dissect society's caustic degeneracy. If it's a pre-apocalyptic dystopia that you seek, then look no further, because here it is. I'm your host, Ninja Bullet. We understand you could have been a million other places, and the time's the most precious commodity any of us have, so from the bottom of our heart, we'd like to share our gratitude with all of you. Viewer and listener discretion is advised. Due to the sensitive nature of some of our topics, we hope you'll shield youngins from some of the vulgarity that may be spewed here. It must be noted that the views expressed by the panel are not necessarily the views of the Good Faith Podcast. We're not liable for any results incurred by the utilization of our advice, nor are we a fiduciary and assume no culpability of investment performance as a result of following our financial advice. Our simple aim is to entertain and inform. Anybody living in the greater Philadelphia area interested in making an appearance on our show can reach me in can reach me in a DM on Facebook or Instagram at Christopher Bulick. See our Patreon link in the description if you'd like to make a campaign contribution to facilitate our meteoric rise. And I am hoping to keep growing the Patreon. Seriously, guys. If you wanna contribute $1 a month, you can, become $1 a month subscriber. If you want to do a little more, you can do a little more. I really appreciate each and every one of you who is, making this podcast, keeping the lights on and stuff like that. Because, there's a lot of costs that go along with it. As a candidate of the people, I solemnly swear I won't misappropriate the funds. I won't spend them at Myrtle Beach golf courses. I won't gas up a corporate jet to fly to Tulum. I won't create 15-leg parlays with WNBA and tennis and Masters. I won't put it all into SQQQ and and lose all my money. In fact, I haven't done any of that yet with my with the Patreon funds. I do intend to deploy it in a responsible way, and I solemnly swear I will shepherd that money with good intention and a responsible sense of accountability. I won't buy a bunch of stupid shit.
I open a savings account in your name. That way, 500 years later, it'll be worth billions. Billions.
Oh, I like money.
Times are tough. Any proceeds we receive will be going towards avoiding eviction, keeping the lights on, medicating Clark with all of his health concerns, and feeding our gracious guests. Once again, if you feel you've been given value by us, it takes a little extra effort to like and subscribe.
There he is. It's beautiful. Take your hat off, boy. That's a dollar bill.
Oh, I don't have speech chat on. Let me turn it on real quick. All right. Should be. Thank you. All right. Should have the speech on now. This is your notification. The Good Faith Podcast now available not only on YouTube, but Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Patreon, Amazon Music, Samsung Podcasts, Listen Notes, iHeartRadio.
Rob said, Tess.
There we
Kathy
go.
Dennis said, hi, Chris.
Hey, Kathy. I was so delighted to hear that you're out of the operating room, that you're hopefully feeling so much better, and I can't wait to see you again.
Terrence Boyle Jr. said, you.
In the motherfucking suburbs with it. Hey, yo, Terry, fuck going on? Hey, how's it going?
What's up, Terry? Kathy,
MRD's 1117 said, my man person in ninja outfit.
fucks up. All right, but Kathy,
Kathy Dennis said, oh, thank you, Chris.
Well, I just hope we can entertain you. I hope that we can, hopefully not make you laugh so much that it hurts your, so not make you hurt yourself by laughing so much. But we do hope to be mildly entertaining.
I don't think she has to worry about
Yes, said, grinning face.
Yeah, we'll keep pushing out these episodes so long as our following stays growing. Here's a special shout out to our faraway friends in Christchurch, Perth, Kenya, Zambia, Nigeria, Venezuela, Uruguay, Brazil, Finland, China, Cabo, Tijuana, Mexico City, Bermuda, San Diego, San Jose, Los Angeles, Sacramento, San Francisco,
What was that?
Oakland, Portland, Seattle, Spokane, Cheyenne, Nebraska, Cedar Rapids, Salt Lake City, Denver, Colorado Springs, Phoenix, Las Cruces, Chattanooga, Charlotte, Winston-Salem, Raleigh, Asheville, Greenville, Birmingham, Atlanta, Orlando, Pensacola, Lexington, Columbus, Cincinnati, Kansas City, St. Paul, Kenosha, St. Louis, Houston, Detroit, Chicago, Nashville, Minneapolis, Milwaukee, South Bend, Charlottesville, Richmond, D.C., Vancouver, Edmonton, Montreal, Toronto, Ottawa, Calgary, Harrisburg, Pittsburgh, Manchester, Newark, Syracuse, Albany, and New York City. You guys fill my heart with joy every time I see you pop up on the map. If you'd be so kind, chat while we're live, let us know where you're living, and we'll try and target your demographic with content specific to you. The path to notoriety will be for our listeners to spread the good word of the pod. If you have somebody in mind who would agree with our content, may be informed, or even if you want to ridicule us, send a link to your friends and family. All publicity is good publicity. Our objective is to have balance between the red and the blue, so if you have somebody in mind who enjoys listening to pods, please spread our channel. And y'all motherfuckers better not forget to thumbs up this shit, man. If you don't thumbs up this shit in the next, 5 minutes, I'm going to shut the chat down. Y'all motherfuckers need to do this, man. If you're interested in joining our movement, we represent #IriuBiamu. What does that stand for, Trini?
I respect your opinion only because it aligns with my own.
It is okay to show love and tolerance to anybody with an aligned opinion. Feel free to disrespect anybody whose opinion doesn't mirror yours and to treat them with bratty toxicity. After all, respect is only earned by those who, to those who have an identical belief system as your own. #IriuBiamu. All right. And we also have another hashtag, me and Nasty. We have a movement, and I was feeling this movement today.
Feeling it? Are you feeling it now, Mr. Crab?
I'm not. Did you get the Instagram video I sent you? It was
On what, Facebook?
no Instagram.
Oh, I barely checked my Instagram, so I didn't look.
It's like, it's not just a boulder, it's a rock.
A big,
Um,
beautiful rock.
but me and Nasty's movement is
Oh, boy.
#FTK. Fuck them kids.
Okay.
And have you ever been on an airplane and a kid's kicking your seat, or you're in a cafe and there's a bunch of kids running around trying to find Easter eggs, or
We just had an Easter egg hunt.
the millions of scenarios where some little fucking bratty kid is just running around being a nuisance. Fuck them kids, yo. I hope they slip on a banana peel and start crying.
What are we in 50s cartoon? Or playing Mario Kart?
It's just fuck them kids. You know what I mean? If you're my kid, if you're my family, or you're a kid of my best friends, I love you, obviously. If not, fuck them. That's what I say.
Alright.
Oh man, I never have this one easily available.
Why? Because fuck them, that's why.
What do you have easily available?
I have my man easily available. I have
Stop it. Get some help.
Yet that wasn't in the bracket.
All right. So
Hell, he was in.
Kelly Bullock said, hi.
He was
Hey, Mom.
Michael Jordan was in the national championship at North Carolina. You put him in a bracket?
All right. So the fragrance of the week does not feature bergamot. It is.
Are you specifically looking for those now?
No. They're just random. Do you want to try it? This is Eternity.
There's barely any left.
Yeah, I know. I got it used.
Oh, I was you use this one regularly?
This is Eternity by Calvin Klein. Top notes are green notes with freesia, sage, citrus, like mandarin orange. Middle notes are carnation, lily of the valley, narcissus, which is
My
like
favorite flower.
lily of the valley.
Yeah.
That was also what Walter White poisoned
Yeah.
Brock with.
I didn't know it was poisonous. I still don't know because I haven't looked up if that's accurate. But
Probably every
Yeah,
like that. The detail of Breaking Bad is like crazy. Like
I feel like for such a popular show, it probably is pretty accurate.
yeah. Marigold, violet, rose,
Marigold's my favorite
jasmine.
flower.
Base notes of musk, heliotrope, sandalwood, amber, and patchouli.
That's a lot.
Yeah.
It's my favorite so far, though. I like it.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Huh. Yeah, it is like, it's fresh.
It's like flowery and fruity.
Yeah. Shirt of the week, Island Soft. Vest of the week, Chaps. Slacks of the week are these olive Jeffrey beans. Hat of the week, Miami Hurricanes.
Miami.
Go you.
Football.
Yeah.
Or college.
Um,
I was thinking Hagen, like, when did Miami become there?
you know what I say? I say look good, smell good, play good. Asset of the week is VMFXX, which is Vanguard's federal money market account.
Okay.
And I just discovered this week that it's probably with you. Probably everybody who has like a Vanguard.
Yeah, I'm assuming probably does. And it does really well, so.
Yeah, like whether it's a Roth or probably just
401k.
yeah, like any type of Vanguard account.
Mhm.
All your non-invested capital goes into VMFXX, and it gets a 4.23% annual yield, which is like, I mean, you work for a credit union. That's probably like competitive with most
That's
CDs
Pretty
and
much.
shit.
I mean, that's a little above our CD. Right now.
Yeah, that's
We
what,
have-
so.
All of
and-
ours are 4% except for the 9 month, which is 4.15, which they change every like month or two, pretty much.
And there's no penalty for taking capital out of this money market account. No like transaction limit. You know, like
Wait, for
you.
money market. account?
Yeah.
Usually there's like limits for money markets too. It's kind of like a high yield savings in a way, I think.
Limits to transactions
Yeah,
that you
like
can
the
do.
amount of transactions. I'm pretty sure.
Well, I don't know. I mean, like
Is this like a stock or is it a?
it's a money market. It's a federal money market account. You know, so yeah, I think it's like loaded up with a bunch of like treasuries and bonds and shit like that. But yeah, like I mean, and most people in their Vanguard, I don't think a lot of people are using their Vanguard like a like a checking account. They're not like drawing down on it all the time.
More like a high yield savings anyway.
Yeah, so I mean, I only discovered this because I finally have like a good amount of money. For the longest time I've just been using my Roth. I've been investing like all the money that I put into my Roth, but now this month I've like sold a lot of the things that were in my Roth, and so now I should get like $100 in 2 weeks.
Nice.
Or something like that. I haven't done the math, but
Well,
1/12 of 4% is
Yeah, I was gonna say because that's the yearly.
yeah. So 1/12 of 4% of what I have.
It's like $12. If it were 100 that you were getting, it'd be about $12.
Is that true?
Yeah, if you were to get 100 in a year, is it like for your yield, then it would be about $12 a month.
Okay. Wait, but
I don't know how much you put in, but
all right. So,
that would be like assuming like $100 is 4% of whatever you put in.
$100 is 12% what you put in.
No,
Wait,
4%. Like 4%.
$100 is 4%. So that would mean that you had what, like $2,500? Would that be about?
Yeah.
See, I'm gonna have to run the numbers because like if that were true, then I'd be getting a lot of money because I have like 4 years of Roth contributions in my Roth right
Kelly
now.
Bullock said, "You are still keeping your Roth, right?"
she said, Yeah, no, Mom, we're talking about it right now. So in a Vanguard Roth, if your money is uninvested, it goes into VMFXX, which is Vanguard's federal money market account, and it applies a 4.23% annual yield to your uninvested money that you get a monthly dividend on. So, I mean, I don't want to like, say my exact numbers, but like I think I'll have to text you individually and have you do the math of what 1/12 of 4.3 or 4.23% of my of the money that I have in there. It might be, I might end up just like literally not investing my Roth and just letting it collect like a 4
Kelly
point.
Bullock said, I do have a lot of Vanguard.
I think the strategy might be like the safest strategy. I might choose to just not invest my Roth and just let it be like a guaranteed 4% every year, and that'll just keep on compounding
Although my Roth,
tax free.
My Roth is with Merrill Edge, so probably different.
Yeah, but and like I also discovered there's other brokerages that do this. Like I don't know which one. I think it was Robinhood. I saw some person was using a trading platform and his buying power was getting 4%. Like I wish that fucking SoFi would
Kelly
do
Bullock
that.
said, wow, you sure are conservative doing that.
Yeah, that is pretty conservative, but yeah, like I don't know. Like
Kelly Bullock said, it's not a bad idea for you.
No, it's not, because I have such an extremist nature that I'll either go for like
Go for it all.
I'll either put it all
Put it all on red.
put it all into Melania coin, or put it all into like fucking SoFi stock, or put it into Redbox or something, or I'll go to the other extreme and just put it all into a money market account. Like what I really should do.
Kelly Bullock said, right.
What I really should do is probably put half of it into like growth blue chip stocks like Apple, Microsoft, Lockheed Martin, Nvidia, and Coke, and then probably the other half I'll just get my guaranteed 4%. The movie of the week is Don't Look Up. Have you seen this, Cherney?
No, but I heard it's really good.
We should watch it tonight or something if you're down. It's about like an asteroid is coming for Earth, and
I was thinking of Don't Look Back. I think.
Don't Look Back.
Or
What is
Don't
that?
Then the one that was like about this whole racist society or something.
Racist society.
The main character was a black guy, and he was being like mind controlled or something, or like. Or I'm thinking
Don't.
a different.
No, I know. You're thinking of. It's like about the telemarketer.
I haven't seen it, but
Tell me when you figure it out. I think I know what you're talking about. What the fuck was it? Are you like thank you for answering or something like that?
I think it's just one or two words. It was like somewhat recently, like a few years ago.
Yeah, dude. I'm determined to. Wait. You're not talking about Sorry to Bother You, are you? Oh, never mind. That's what I was thinking.
Okay.
But yeah, no. Don't Look Up is by the same director who did The Big Short, and it's all about. I think it's got like Jonah Hill. Jonah Hill is the son of the president or something like that. And
Get Out. That's what I was
thinking. Get Out. No. No, yeah, so, and just, like, it's all about, it's got, like, Timothy Chalamet, and they're just, preparing for the end of the world, and, books of the week, The 48 Laws of Power by Robert Greene, and The 50th Law, which is, like, an installment of the 48 Laws of Power, except 50 Cent is like a co-author of the book. It was actually really good. Some of the laws in the 48 Laws and the 50 Laws of Power include the first law, never outshine the master. The third law, conceal your intentions. The fourth law, always say less than is necessary. The fifth law, so much depends upon reputation, so guard it with your life. The sixth law, court attention at all costs. The 15th law, crush your enemies totally. The 28th law, enter action with boldness. The third, these are, I just like Googled them and like they didn't give me everyone, which is probably good because I would probably just like recite all of them and lose all of our audience. 30th law, make your accomplishments seem effortless.
Jermaine said, yo.
Yo, what's up, Jermaine?
What are these laws for?
These are the laws of power, the 48 and 50 laws of power. And the 50th law is the power of fearlessness and embracing change even in uncertainty. So, yeah, I highly suggest everybody go and read it. Robert Greene is one of my favorite authors. Like, his writing style is so, like, I don't know, diabolical and, like, just good. Like, he's not who you would think of when you think of, like a traditionally, I don't know, like he looks kind of like a reject from society. He had like a stroke and he's like, you know, a little older and like a little more rough around the edges, as you know, in real life, but you know what?
You met him?
But like when he like speaks, you could tell that he has like a sophistication with his words, and he's, you know, he does a good a very enchanting job at that. All right, and guys, it is April. Our friend Cherney here has a birthday on Monday. It's Devin's birthday today. Wait, I got a birthday soundbite. Oh, fuck. Oh, here we go.
Happy birthday to Nick Gurr, if you're watching.
Oh, that one.
Someone in chat wants me to say that. Happy birthday, Nick Gurr.
Fucking, so, Cherney, here you go. Happy birthday. This is tuxedo cake.
Thanks.
Enjoy it in good health.
In good health, yeah, I
Happy
never got
birthday,
that.
Cherney. Happy birthday, Nick Gurr. Happy birthday, Devin. Happy birthday, Carly. Happy birthday, Rye. I hope you guys find all the joy that this new year is going to bring to you. And on that note, while you eat, I'll cover you up with this QR code, and we'll do this. All right, fellas, it's time that we talk about a pressing issue. We all know that as men, it's our duty to perform, whether it's at our jobs, on the gridiron, the hardwood court, inside the illustrious bedroom. There's no description that does justice to the confidence boost you'll receive when you rock the socks off your lover. Would you feel confident pushing all your money into Melania coin? Would you feel fast and furious whipping a 68 jalopy in a drag race? Would you feel like a magician if you came to the stage a few jacks short of a full deck? No, you wouldn't. So why are you going to battle in the bedroom with groggy privates? The only blue pill we endorse at the Good Faith Podcast is It's Mr. Nasty Time Blue Pills. And yes, we're talking about those pills that make you want to run a double marathon under the covers, like David Goggins. Forget about overpriced Hims, Romans, and Blue Chews. It's Mr. Nasty Time has the real deal at an amazing price that won't let you down and can't be beat. Pun intended. And I know what you're probably thinking. What if she cancels on me and I'm stuck with Daenerys' untamed dragon in my trousers? We'll say Dracarys to that. Now you're in control. Fear not. I personally tried these bad boys and it's a lot more mellow than you'd expect. You can pop one over drinks and appetizers and it's not going to give away your position. Or, due to the quick acting effect, go to the bathroom, pop one or two in, and be fully equipped to perform. Just like all the expensive name brands, Mr. Nasty delivers his products in discreet packaging, but for a fraction of the outrageous cost that they do. Around here at the GFP, we're about leveling up, and why not level up your sex life and check out It's Mr. Nasty Time and get your mojo back. Scan the QR code on the screen or hit the link in the description and guarantee yourself unrivaled pleasure. Let this atrocious...
Daniel said, "Suck fuckers."
Let this atrocious stock market be the only thing getting you down and save yourself the headache of a lackluster sex life. It's Mr. Nasty time.
I endorse the blue pills.
All right, so why don't we? Do you want what? Speaking of blue pill, wasn't that like flight with Katy Perry called like the blue flight or something like that?
The one where she went to space? I don't even know. I just heard about it on the radio a couple times.
What are your thoughts on this? So, Gail.
But if it's real or not?
Oh well, I actually have seen that conspiracy theory.
Yeah,
First of all, do
of
you
it.
think it's real?
I haven't really looked at it or anything, but I would think so. I feel like there are probably witnesses to them going in the rocket and then it going off, but I don't know.
So they showed the tip capsule of like a spaceship that actually went into space, and it was all like burnt up from re-entering the atmosphere. But although they probably never, I don't know, like maybe they didn't spend enough time in space or something like that for it to get burnt up re-entering the atmosphere.
I feel like it always would.
Yeah, probably. And then they showed theirs, and it was like pristine white when it got back down to the surface.
Maybe it was like a picture of it beforehand. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. So that's the only reason why I would think that maybe it is fake. Although I think it's probably real. Like,
Black tie is really
is it?
Mm-hmm.
I'm glad you like it.
Thanks.
Like, have you heard Gail King's?
Who's that?
I think she's on The View. Like some fucking some.
Yeah, I don't really like anyone on the View.
Well, like people are saying she took a ride, and she's like, "I'm an astronaut. I didn't take a ride. Like this is so sexist that you're calling it a ride." I was like,
Are you a trained professional? What do you mean you're an astronaut? You just went to space. Is fucking everyone who's been to space just an astronaut?
I mean, well, before Jeff Bezos started to turn it into like a tourist trap, yes, but now
Like, I'm pretty sure there's like a bunch of them now that have.
Yeah, now a bunch of celebrities are just able to pay their way to go to space.
Yeah, like it's literally just astronauts that tell you, "Hey, don't fuck it up by doing this and that."
Yeah. I mean, so I think they did take a ride. They were not like conducting experiments in zero gravity. They were not scientists. Like
they were just having fun.
They were passengers that went on a space ride.
Very expensive.
Yeah. I didn't know that Katy Perry is now like, I guess because of like her American Idol time, like Katy Perry's now like super rich.
Oh really?
Yeah, like she's.
Oh, she was a judge.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know that.
Or maybe not American Idol. Maybe it's The Voice or one of those shows. But
I think she was The Voice. Like,
yeah, like she's been on that shit for many seasons now, and she's like made a lot more money doing that shit.
Really? I mean, I feel like she's made a lot, but I feel like she's probably also made a lot on her songs as well.
Yeah, but yeah, like she's in like she's close to Taylor Swift status. Like she's probably got like half as much money as Taylor Swift or more.
I'm gonna have to look it up, I guess.
Yeah.
Katy Perry is estimated to be around 350 million. She is a she was a judge on American Idol.
Okay, yeah. I'll bet you Taylor Swift's right under $1 billion, or maybe even over $1 billion. She's probably over $1 billion by now.
She is 1.6 billion. Jesus.
God damn, dude!
That's
like only a few years ago, Taylor Swift was like half a billion.
I mean, that's still more than Katy Perry now. But
it's just
she's like more than 4 times the amount of Katy Perry.
It's just crazy how like once you have that much money, it just like momentum does most of the work for you. Yeah. And Taylor.
Coffee Dennis said, "Great movie."
Oh, you've seen it?
What the?
Don't Look Up. Yeah. So what do you think, Cherney, about the body positivity movement?
I actually don't really agree with it.
Why not?
I mean, because I don't think it's good to consider every body to be positive, especially if it's unhealthy. Like, it's not a good thing to say fat is like a lot, like excess fat is a good thing. It's just it's not healthy for you.
Yeah, I wholeheartedly agree.
And same with the other way, like just not eating at all and stuff. Like,
Oh, yeah,
you're
like-
gonna like call an anorexic person like body positive.
No, like we used to have health and fitness standards that have seemed to have gone by the wayside in the past, I don't know, 10 or 15 years. Like I remember in elementary school, we would have like 3 different badges. There was like the red, the white, and the blue badge, you know, and like I think if you got a red badge, you were like a fucking top tier Chad in elementary school. If you got a blue badge, you were mid, nothing to be ashamed of. And if you got a white badge, you were like, you know, average or below average.
What was this for? Was this for like those testing, like the sit and reach and like the?
Yeah. Like all of the they would
I
just
don't remember badges for that. I just remember you had your percentiles and stuff.
yeah. Like, well, my school gave us like
What
like
school did you go to?
Rolling Hills.
Oh, okay. I went to church.
You do like the flex arm, the flex arm hang, pull ups.
Daniel said, "It's American Idol."
Yeah.
He's very.
Yeah. But yeah, like, and they've all just. I mean, I would imagine. I remember even in elementary school and middle school and even some of high school, we used to have to run the mile, and the mile
I was always good at the mile.
I was not always good at the mile, but I still ran it, and what slowly I started to notice is like, you know, people would start to like give excuses to the gym teacher, like, oh, I can't run the mile, I've got fatness, I've got obesity. Like they wouldn't say that. They wouldn't say that. They'd say, I've got blank, blank, I've got blank, blank, I've got this and that. And the gym teachers would be like, oh, all right, you can go to the nurse. You don't have to run the mile. Like, fuck that. You're running, motherfucker.
I
Like,
usually, I mean, when I was in high school, they always just had to block it, and they take like 12 minutes to do the mile, but like, still not really that much. But it's better than doing nothing.
yeah. I think you gotta make these kids run the mile. If they don't, hashtag FTK. Fuck them kids, dude. Like, make them fucking run. And another thing about the body positivity movement is it's just a like fat inclusion movement. And all these, have you seen like Meghan Trainor and Lizzo lately?
No, what's up with that?
They've started taking Ozempic. They
really?
look like Lizzo. You know, I want to applaud Lizzo. She looks great. You know, like Lizzo looks great. Meghan Trainor, I always thought looked great, and now I think she's like she's lost her like
really did a lot.
yeah, like Meghan Trainor has lost all of her like all of her bass. She used to be all about that bass. Now she's got no bass. It's just funny that these celebrities are all about the body positivity movement when it suits them. The second a drug comes along that makes it possible for them to, get into shape, they fucking hop on that shit and they're no longer part of the body positivity movement. I just think it's a little funny is all.
Are they like not supporting it anymore, or just don't like speak about it anymore?
Well, there's a lot of controversy about Lizzo that like even when Lizzo was fat, Lizzo was like discriminating against other fat girls, not letting them
In what way?
like her backup dancers. She was like
They're all skinny.
yeah, like her backup dancers were skinny. If she ever had like a thick backup dancer, she would like fire them and shit like that. So
Yeah, that's kind of weird.
I mean, I get it. Actually, Lizzo is like, I'm not sure if Lizzo, I don't know. Do you think that she is a member of the body positivity movement?
Do you mean as in like she's fat, or do you mean as in she's like supporting it and stuff and saying like?
I think
'Cause I don't know like what she says.
yeah, like I don't know if a lot of the like Lizzo, support really came out of her mouth or it was more just like surrounding her. Like I don't think I ever heard Lizzo say like you should accept me. I'm a queen, I'm beautiful just the way I am. Like I think
Daniel said, I always got the top record on the mile.
my man.
Nice. When I was doing the mile, like as a kid, I was usually in the 7s, and then in high school, I got to like 650s.
That's crazy. I was
But
like
I
an
still
8.
wasn't even the best.
I was like an 8.
7th.
I was an 8-minute mile.
There was like
like
there was this one girl, I forgot her name, that actually did better than me as well. I can't remember her name though. But yeah, I don't really pay too much attention to like celebrities and what they say, so I don't really know what they're saying.
yeah, like
I'm not big on pop culture.
I just like I've always liked Lizzo's music. I just don't think that she should be regarded as. I don't think she should have been regarded as big. Big is not beautiful. No matter how many people want to tell you it.
What do you mean not regarded as big? She was definitely big.
Well,
maybe not as much now, but
yeah, like I
still kind of.
I suppose. What I wonder. I wonder if you could like look
I don't
up
know,
the.
she looks pretty thin now.
Can you like look up the height and weight of celebrities the way that because
I
you can
don't.
with athletes you could be like what does Marshawn Lynch
but that's
weigh?
because they like they measure it constantly. Because
We should start
athletes.
measuring the height and weight
Oh my
of celebrities. Like that shit's important, dude.
Is it for celebrity? Who cares?
Oh, it's important because for my entire life up until fucking 5 years ago, you had to be physically attractive to become a celebrity. You couldn't just be a
It
fat hog and become a celebrity.
Depends if you have a really good skill set.
Nah, but like that has only recently become a reality. Like it was probably Adele was probably the first fat.
I feel like there was probably something before that.
I don't know, like who? Definitely none in the 80s, none in the 90s.
Wasn't like
No.
I feel like Tina Turner. No.
No, Aretha Franklin.
Was she?
Okay, Aretha Franklin was maybe on the heavier side.
Maybe she got. I don't even see her being that big either. But-
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, like even
Oh
like
wait, yeah, she was. That's
Yeah.
my point.
Yeah,
I think probably in her older years though.
yeah, Aretha Franklin, but she was not like I don't think she was ever like an
And what
A-list
about-
celebrity. You
What
know?
about like the guys from SNL? The one who died of like didn't have like a drug overdose or something, and his health issues. What was his name? He was also in like some movies.
Fucking Greg is telling me to pray. Greg is telling me to talk to God about my fat shaming.
Yeah, what about Chris Farley?
No, it's different for guys, dude.
Why
Because
is it
like
different for guys? They should be
because-
healthy too. What do you
because
mean?
guys are not sex symbols for the most part.
What
Like
are you talking about? There were
Kelly Bullock
many
said,
huge sex
Belushi.
symbols.
Jim Belushi. No, there are plenty of men that are like Notorious B.I.G., Big Pun.
Yeah, but
Chris,
there were also
Chris
definitely
Farley, the
some big-
Belushis, John Candy. I could go on and on about John Madden. I can go on and on about successful obese men because men are not judged based on their
I mean,
bodies.
they
Like
still are. They just you can still be a celebrity and be fat.
yeah, but like a lot of women are held to the standards of their. No, this is fucking cap. Get the fuck out of here.
Daniel said, I was able to run the mile in 2 minutes and 15
Well,
seconds.
That's obvious.
Yeah,
I don't even
bullshit.
think that's the world record.
Who are you? Who's the guy
Pretty sure
that
it's
said?
like barely under 4. It might be under 3 at this point, but even then, I don't even know.
All right. So, but yeah, like
The world record is 3 minutes and 49 seconds.
such fucking cat. All All right, should
Why do
we?
you make such an outrageous statement?
It's an outrageous It's an outrageous claim, is what it is. All right, should we do some Reddit advice, or is there? Do we want to? So you disagree that men and women are held to different beauty standards? Is that what you're saying?
No, I think they have different beauty standards. Like, obviously, you want a more hourglass figure for a woman and a more muscular figure for a man. But I think women definitely get judged more for their beauty standards, but I do think men still get judged. I'm not gonna say like they get a free pass all the time. Like, you think John Madden never got made fun of for his weight? Like,
No, yeah, like he did, but like at the end of the day, John Madden's still John Madden. You know what I mean? Like,
same for a female celebrity. Like, at the end of the day, they're still a celebrity.
here's the before and after of Lizzo. Like, what do you guys say? Which Lizzo is more beautiful? Is thin Lizzo more beautiful or thick Lizzo more beautiful? I
mean,
think.
she's still thick, as thin, but like the thinner one is definitely more beautiful.
Yo, what's up, Caden? Good to have you here, man.
Said, don't you judge a man's other qualities based on how he presents himself?
I mean, a man, like, obviously it is important for all people to be fit, all people to be healthy, all people to, be, fit and healthy. It's important. It is more tied to a woman's success, in my opinion, to be a sex object, and that's just the way of the world, is that men judge women more harshly on their physical appearance.
Hayden Najam said, and thanks, great to be here.
It's more tied to a woman's success, her physical fitness and physical beauty, than it is to a man. Like, I could go on for the entire rest of the podcast talking about fat and ugly.
199,015 said, the body positivity movement is made by weak-minded people who, instead of working on themselves, they
Who is
rather
that?
play a victim.
Is that?
Who said that?
Yeah. It was like Zax or something like that.
I don't know.
I agree, though. I agree. It's by weak-minded people. Like, I mean, I know we're not supposed to like conform and shit like that, but at the end of the day, like, it is better to. I'm sorry, it's better to be fit and healthy than it is to be obese and unhealthy. So, I think the body positivity movement is a.
Max 190.
Oh, it's Max.
15 said, it's Max.
What's up, Max? Thanks for being here. Yeah, the body positivity movement is a psyop designed to make us sheep comfortable with being unhealthy, and that's.
Well, like, why would people want that?
Daniel said, I'm serious, all jokes aside.
You're Kevin. Stop. You're a liar.
All jokes aside, your whole everything you said is a joke.
No, but like you didn't run a
Except for the
2-minute.
American
You didn't run a
Idol.
2-minute mile. Like, I'm sorry, but like I don't think Usain Bolt or whoever the best
Well, Usain Bolt's only short distance.
Erroneous.
You didn't run a 2-minute mile. You didn't run a 3-minute mile. It's okay. There's nothing wrong with that.
It's okay to be mid.
Yeah, just don't be like morbidly obese.
Well, that wouldn't be mid. That'd be bad.
Yeah, but this person says, wait. I'll let this come in and then.
Max 199,015 said, it's how Jordan Peterson said hard times create strong men. Strong men create easy times. Easy times create weak men. And weak men create hard times.
So when you want to lose weight, you try keto, you try fasting, you try Ozempic. When your dog needs to lose weight, you feed him less and you walk him more. Why?
Don't they have pills for dogs too?
I don't.
Hayden
Maybe
Najam
they do,
said,
but.
fastest mile ever recorded was 3 minutes and 43 seconds. Bro is a unicorn.
And it's true. Like when you take your infant or you take your dog into the vet or the pediatrician and they're unable to discuss what's wrong with them, they just ask you, "What are you feeding them?" Yeah, I mean, like it's not like weight loss is not a super complicated
Yeah, I mean,
thing.
They give them pills too. One example is Dilatapid.
What that's a drug?
Yeah, also called Cilantro. It's a GLP-1 drug, just like the ones we have, like Ozempic and Wegovy.
All right, so there is the 2026 candidates for the Hall of Fame. I want to hear you judge these on whether they belong or
For
not.
Which one? NFL?
Yeah, NFL. So Drew Brees
Yeah, that one.
belongs there. Larry Fitzgerald
Yeah, that one.
belongs there. Jason Witten
Yeah, I mean, he's one of the best fans.
Yeah. belongs there.
He's probably like top 4.
Frank Gore
Yeah, definitely.
belongs there.
Longevity alone, like, and also he's like, isn't he like top 10?
Top
all
4.
time?
I think he's a top
5?
4 running back in yards all time. All right, here's where it kind of drops off pretty significantly. Julian Edelman.
He had like a good 5-year stretch or so.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'd call him Hall of Fame, but he did like have a Super Bowl highlight too, and like
Yeah, like he had a very good career. I'm not sure. I mean, definitely I wouldn't put him in the
career
first
yards.
ballot.
Yeah, I mean, probably not first ballot. I mean, he only had 3,000 yard season, and like only 5 of them were above 600. Yeah, I wouldn't really call him a Hall of Famer.
Okay. Greg Olson.
He's a really good tight end too. I probably would. He's probably like a top 10 tight end.
You'd put him on your first ballot?
Probably not first ballot.
Yeah.
But like, he's definitely a really good one.
LaShawn McCoy.
I feel like he had a pretty short career too.
Yeah. He had like a really good career,
He had like
but
one really good year with the Eagles, right? And then like mostly with the Bills.
well, I mean, most of his production came with the Eagles, but he played longer with us than with the Bills, but not like. I mean, he never had a whole lot of postseason success. He never had
6,000 yard seasons. One that was 1,600, which was with the Eagles. He had 2 other 1,300 with the Eagles, and then the 2 other 1,000 with the Bills. Actually, he was like longer and better with the Eagles.
yeah. But I would not put him in the
I
first
probably
ballot.
wouldn't
Des Bryant, hell no. Like I.
either. Well, you're biased on that one, but he was a headache. But he was like a locker room headache, and also just kind of.
I think he was like.
His career was like cut short from his attitude, wasn't it?
Yeah, he was a diva. He was as much of a diva as they get. I mean, he's a cowboy. Obviously, that goes against him in my book.
It doesn't go against anyone in voting for a Hall of Fame thing, but
Yeah, no, but Witten, I unbiasedly said Witten's a first ballot Hall of Famer. Like Witten was a cowboy his entire career, but like Witten was a class act. Des Bryant was the opposite.
Yeah, Des Bryant's stats are like comparable to Greg Olson. Had a better position.
Yeah,
Like-
so we're definitely not putting him in the
Yeah,
Hall of Fame.
Didn't play for a year because of Achilles injury. Then he didn't play for a year because he didn't sign anywhere. And then he played like 6 snaps with the Ravens, like at the end of like his last year.
All
Isn't
right,
he technically still a free agent? How is he even eligible?
maybe.
Okay, so he hasn't played since 2020, so he's technically eligible. I don't know if he officially retired.
Marquise Pouncey. This is
What,
tough.
He's like a defensive tackle?
No, center. I think center or maybe a tackle.
I don't know how to judge them.
Yeah, like
But I think he's like one of the best. Right?
yeah, he was really good in
He
his.
was part of like the 04 Super Bowl with Roethlisberger, right?
Probably, yeah. He was. I mean, he was with the
Or-
Steelers that whole entire time. Like, I think he played his entire career with the Steelers, and he was great. Like, I'm fine with putting Marquise Pouncey in there because it's very rare that
Three-time
like
first team, 3-time second team, 9 Pro Bowl. I mean, sounds really good. I don't really know how to judge it, but
Phillip Rivers.
he was like a solid quarterback his whole career, but he was never like a superstar.
I
It's
would.
like,
I'd be okay. Like, I wouldn't make a fuss whether he made it in on his first ballot or
it's
not.
hard because he's
Like,
just always overshadowed. He's
Overshadowed by
always
Peyton
overshadowed
Manning.
by like Peyton Manning, Tom Brady, Ben Roethlisberger, and the
Drew
guy
Brees
who's with
and
him,
Drew Brees. Yeah, like
But
And Eli
he could very well-
Manning,
Yeah, I
like-
was gonna mention him too. But like then he could also like be overshadowed in the Hall of Fame by him as well.
yeah.
I could see him being like a second ballot maybe, but I don't. I would definitely wouldn't do first ballot.
Okay.
But like he's had like wow 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 4,000 passing yard seasons. And this is like kind of in the time where passing really kicked up, but like not to the degree it is at now.
Mhm.
So it's like pretty impressive to do that many.
Yeah, and he didn't like. All he had was all he had was Gates. It's not like he. I mean, he had,
He had-
LT as
He
well,
also had
but
Vincent Jackson. He had didn't they have
Chris-
like, one
Chris
other?
Chambers.
Well,
like,
I'm not. Come on, not Chris Chambers.
but
I
that
feel
was
like there's one other one that was really good.
not really. He had like Antonio Gates, LT, and then
Yeah, but like LT was more of a runner than a pass catcher.
yeah, but he definitely had his moments in the passing game.
Joseph Fowler said, "How do you stay so skinny?"
What?
I work out, but I work out 5 days a week, and I don't eat a ton. I want to get bigger, and I actually am like turning like wider than like I'm not growing any taller, so all of my weight goes into width, and I am getting wider.
Making it real depressing.
But you should ask.
Don't worry, we're body positive here, though. It's good.
We're fit body positive.
Well, I was talking about your wider, but sure.
But
Oh, yeah,
you should.
he had Keenan Allen, right? For like
for the
7
vet.
years.
Yeah, but the start of Keenan Allen's career was what's your strongest lift?
Max 199,015 said, "What's your strongest lift?"
I bench my body weight. I haven't gone too far beyond my body weight. So 165 is my highest bench.
Well, he had Keenan Allen for his first year, which he had 1,000 yards. Then he had like 700 his second year, 700 his third year, where he only played half the season.
Mm-hmm.
Then his fourth year, he played one game. But then he had him for his fifth, sixth, seventh, and eighth year, and he had 1,300 yards, 1,100, actually like 1,200, 1,200, and 1,000. Like,
Well, that was like the end of Rip. Like,
yeah,
like
it was
Rip,
the end of Rivers' career, but that was also when he was still getting
Max
like 4,000 yards.
199,015 said, "How about deadlift and squat?"
I don't deadlift. I might start deadlifting. Bruh, I squat 4. I mean, not on the like on the squat machine. Not like I don't actually like squat. With a.
Oh wait.
I don't like squat the like
You would
free
have to
weight.
lift that too.
But yeah, but like on the squat machine, I squat 400. What about you, Max? What is your bench? What is your bench and what is your squat? I'm really curious because I see you doing like fucking.
Kathy Dennis said, "Mama Cass weighed 250 from the mama and the papas."
All the leaves are brown and the sky is gray and the sky. That's them, right? It might
I
not
think
be.
so.
California dreaming on such a winter day.
Yeah, that's the Monica.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, Max, I'm curious to know, and Dan, if you want to humor us, Dan, what is your highest squat and what is your highest bench? He's gonna be like,
I've never done them, so I probably did
Oh.
it once in high school, but I don't like.
no, I was talking about
Oh.
Daniel because he wants to be Mr. Jokester, talking about 3-minute miles and shit like that. So I want to be like humored with him telling us some unrealistic number that he benches and squats.
Yeah, Rivers also had Malcolm Floyd for a couple years. but
Yeah, he
I
was
think he was
okay.
probably- and Mike Williams, but that was also towards the end.
Yeah. And Mike Williams had a bad start to his. I mean, Mike Williams has been pretty pedestrian his whole career up to this point.
He's been injured a lot too, just like Keenan Allen. But I feel like he had a couple good years.
All right, so there was also Steven Gostkowski.
Yeah,
Do you-
he's like one of the best. He had a terrible end to his career.
Did
Like,
he?
His last 2 years or so, he just was missing everything. But
Yeah.
like he was he was definitely he was one of the best in fantasy for like good 5 years or so. Like he was always like the first drafted one. He was like the Justin Tucker of his time.
Yeah. Well, there was also Vinatieri
And
during.
now, Vinatieri is probably the best of all time.
Yeah. Yeah, especially because Tucker just had. Justin Tucker's having a really bad. Had a
he's
really bad
having the
season
Steven
last year.
Gostkowski.
Yeah.
Like, they're
I mean,
very comparable.
Yo, you know who belongs in the Hall of Fame? Fucking David Akers, dude. David
Yeah, I was
Akers never
thinking about
had
him
like
too.
a
He
bad
never-
season.
He never made it.
Not yet. I mean,
Really?
he's only
He
been
got-
retired for a few years, and I like
He's been retired for like 10, 15 years.
I don't think so. Not that long, because
Uh,
when he left Philly, he went to play for I think San Francisco and maybe Detroit or
he
maybe
was inducted in the Philadelphia Eagles Hall of Fame in 2017.
yeah.
I mean, it's harder because I feel like you don't let just like the top 10 kickers.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like,
And
it's,
David Akers, I don't think he's like top 5 or maybe not even top 10. He was a great kicker, but I don't know if I would like put him up there. Like he never had like a 90% field goal season.
yeah, he had a. I mean, I love him mainly because he's an
Yeah.
Eagle, but he did have like some serious leg
Like,
and
he last played with Detroit in 2013, so he's been retired for like 11 years.
okay. All right. Well, he probably won't make it at this point. I would say.
Yeah, probably not.
And then the last one is Geno Atkins.
Yes, I love him.
Do you,
But,
do you think he's a
Hall of
first ballot
Fame,
Hall of Famer?
probably, I don't even know if he'd actually be a Hall of Famer, to be
Yeah.
honest, but definitely not a first ballot. But I do love Geno Atkins. Obviously, I have bias on that one,
Yeah.
but
What do you think about Andrew Whitworth when the time comes? Do you think he'll be a first ballot Hall of Famer?
I don't know about first ballot, but he should definitely be a Hall of Famer.
Zmax 199,015 said, I haven't trained heavy in a long time. I train for endurance, but my bench 135, deadlift 115, squats 135.
Okay. I mean, that's all. I'm assuming that's all with like free weights. So I don't even know. I don't even do free squats. So I don't even know what. I don't even know what I would be able to like lift. I just like. I have like a bad back, so maybe I should start deadlifting to increase my like back strength. But I just like I feel like that like big fucking metal bar on my like neck would be super uncomfortable. That's why I don't do it. But that's just an excuse. If I'm gonna be weaker than my excuses, then they're gonna win, and I'm gonna turn into a big bitch.
Did you know the top
That's a huge bitch.
the top 5 percentage kickers all time are current kickers?
Yeah, that kind of
Just-
makes sense.
Yeah, 'cause
Like,
it's gotten like really consistent in the last like 10 years or so. They got Justin Tucker number 1 at 89%. Harrison Butker's number 2. Eddie Pinheiro, Chris Boswell.
Pinheiro, De Niro,
I'm
Eddie
surprised,
Money.
Eddie Pinheiro's barely even been in the league. That
Yeah,
long.
that's
And then
surprising.
Daniel Carlson's 5th.
All right.
Yeah.
So, do you want to do some Reddit advice?
Sure.
Okay. Let me see. I'm surprised. I'm kind of hurt that
Is that what?
that Rye and Kate are not here. Like,
Wow,
all right.
Adam Vinatieri's 35th in field goal percentage.
Hmm.
But I mean, he also has made a lot of field goals.
Yeah,
And
like
some really clutch ones for both the Colts and the Patriots.
I'm not sure if like percentages I care
it
about as
definitely matters, but also making a lot of them.
yeah,
matter
like
as well.
I care about total points and total yards for a lot of players. Like anyone can do really good for a short stretch of time, but like it takes a Hall of Famer to do really good for a long stretch of time. Like to
Yeah.
have a Frank Gore type career, a Steven Gostkowski type career,
Maybe they
Adam
were
Vin-
63rd in field goal percentage.
I wonder what he is in total points though. Like I'll bet you he's one of the top 100 football
sure.
players of all time in total points.
Yeah, it's because it's like mostly.
Yeah, it's all
almost
kickers.
all kickers.
And then I think Tom Brady's in that
Yeah.
list maybe.
Well, no, because you don't get points for passing, right?
Oh, then it might
It's just for like rushing and
might be like Barry Sanders or I wonder what probably LT. Who knows? All right, whatever. We're gonna transition here. Did I come on too strong, or is he just not into it? What's your take? I'm a 34-year-old female who goes to the gym regularly. Good for you.
Yeah, Adam Vinatieri is the top point. 2,673. Second is Morton Anderson at 2,544. So we got like a whole 130 basically.
I go to the gym regularly. I'm 34. I'm usually in my own world there. I don't even talk to people I do know there. I like to get in, do my thing, and leave. For context, I'm pretty straightforward, have a sarcastic sense of humor, and sometimes just get awkward when I'm uncomfortable. Plenty of dating stories to back that up. I've been separated for 1.5 years and haven't really been dating. When I was single, I've approached guys at the bar before, and it's usually been successful. Over the past few months, I started noticing this guy at the gym. He's there 2 to 3 times a week when I am. There was mutual eye contact, then it turned into smiling, then he waved one day, and I awkwardly waved at him the next time.
Sounds like a
I saw him.
rom-com. Like,
In my head, I felt so awkward, so I broke the ice and went up to him, made a joke about my awkwardness, and introduced myself. He was super nice, acknowledged that the gym is a weird place to meet people.
Yeah.
After that, he went out of his way to make small talk when he saw me. Said he had been wanting to talk to me for a bit, but again, gym is a weird place. He mentioned he has 2 young daughters and that they were spending spring break together. He was kind of dancing around saying he's single. So I just asked directly. Turns out he is, and he's 39. The following week, we crossed paths at the
How old
door.
is he? 34?
34, yeah.
Sorry.
Turns out he is. He's 39. The following week, we crossed paths at the door. He was leaving. I was coming in, and he said, "We should hang out sometime."
What is that voice?
That's his like sexy.
Okay,
that's
that
his
is
suave
not
voice.
sexy.
We should hang out sometime. I wasn't expecting that so soon after only chatting about 3 to 4 times, but I gave him my number, again, a bit awkwardly. Since then, we've seen each other a few times, either in passing or he's been on work calls at the gym and hasn't really tried to talk again. Last week, I hopped on the treadmill next to him and started chatting. He was into it. After about 10 minutes, said he had to leave because he was late picking up his daughters. This has happened once before. Right before he left, I kind of joked, "Wait, do you plan on using that number I gave you?" I don't hand it out often. I meant it lightheartedly, but somewhat awkwardly delivered again. He said, "I do, I'm sorry. I've just been super busy with work and the girls." I told him no excuse was needed. I was just curious.
I mean, that
Light of Wisdom said, "Hey everyone, just
Hey.
volunteering right now but just wanted to say hi to everyone."
What's up, Bazan?
Is that it? Or?
No. Today was the first time I saw him since. He was on the phone again. We just mouthed hi, and that was it. It's been 2 weeks since I gave him my number. I'm confused because he initiated hanging out, but then hasn't texted. I can't tell if I came on too strong. Or if he's just not interested. Few friends are saying he's probably just busy, parenting, job, etc. But I keep coming back to if he wanted to, he would.
So, I think that one part where he's like, "Are you going to use that number?" is probably being a little strong. I don't think he's interested because I feel like anyone who actually is actively interested would be able to send a simple text.
Yeah, I kind of agree. And
even if you have kids, like you can be on the phone for a second.
and
And he's on the phone all the time. Like
this commenter said maybe he's in a messy situation and perhaps oversold how single he really is.
that could be true as well. But like, why would he even say that if he's not even interested? I mean, maybe he just wanted attention, but I don't think he's lying about the single part. I think he's just not really that interested. I don't know. Why would you even say you're single then if you're not interested? It's weird.
Did he asked her for her number, right?
I don't remember it being said.
Wait. The following week we crossed paths. He was leaving. I was coming out, and he said we should hang out sometime. So that was all he said. But then that led to them exchanging numbers. So it's basically like he asked.
Kelly Bullock said, "Everyone should read. He's just not into you."
Who is that? Is that Matthew McConaughey or who's in? I know that it's a movie. Is whatever, but I'll add it to my reading list actually.
But maybe he was like slightly interested at first, or like was interested but actually wasn't. There's like a lot of scenarios that could be. But
yeah,
it seems like he's not interested now.
Yeah, I would go with if they really wanted to, they would make the time and
Kelly
the effort.
Bullock said, "If he was into you, you would know it. He would make time."
Facts. I need a facts like.
Facts. My man, I guess.
Yeah, like that's all like.
My man.
All right. Here's the next one. Fiance cheated on me, but it seems like she's trying to hold herself accountable.
Okay.
Here comes
Kelly
cope.
Bullock
Here
said,
comes.
"Book was better."
Okay. Here comes copious amounts of cope. She cheated on me a month ago. She told me right away when she got home. Mostly out of guilt, it seems. We spent a week apart, got back together, and it's been mostly good. She's been super apologetic since then, and has brought it up a few times on her own, just to say she's sorry, or that I didn't deserve any of the disrespect, that she wishes we met after she'd healed, etc.
What do you mean after she healed?
I guess she needed like some like a coating of semen to heal her inner wounds. She's even open to moving in with my family in a big intergenerational house. The other night I brought up the cheating because I was feeling bothered, and she suggested I tell her brother, like, this is what your sister did and how I'm feeling. She almost told her mom.
What is this situation?
She almost told her mom and did tell her sisters. But yeah, to me it seems like she's trying to be accountable, wants to live with my family because she knows it'll keep her in check, and wants certain key family members of hers to know. Like, she's not trying to hide it or just move past it. At least that's what I think. That said, I question it enough to make this post and ask what y'all think. For context, we have a special needs baby together.
Oh my
And
God. Why is it always special needs? I swear to God.
And it took her getting blackout drunk to commit the infidelity.
What? Okay, I mean, it's rough, but like, I don't think you should get married right now for sure. I feel like the engagement should be like postponed for a good amount of time. I don't know about like breaking it off, especially with a special needs kid, but and like if she's really being this accountable, that's fine. I just think it's still not good that she did it to begin with, and it's kind of a breach of trust regardless.
Mm-hmm.
And why are you getting blackout drunk to that point where you would do that with someone else. But yeah, I mean, I would still be like having counseling and talking about it. Like, I don't know. I wouldn't be like moving this forward very fast.
Yeah, I'd be postponing it, probably breaking it off. I mean, as
I don't like because the accountability and being upfront. I feel like you don't need to break it off right away. It's only been like one time, right? That we know. So.
sure, but I don't know. It's a red flag, and
Sure, I mean, obviously. But...
yeah, like I suppose maybe if you want to be forgiving and you want to be understanding and you want to practice compassion, you can give her another chance. What I don't know. Right now you are in a situation where the stakes are getting higher. Do you really want to legally bind yourself to this person?
They're already pretty high with a special needs kid. I don't think.
True. I didn't even think about that. Like,
I'm not thinking. That's all I'm thinking about.
I'm just thinking about I'm just thinking about all of his assets being tied to this human being forever.
Tied to the special needs kid.
No, like that's just like, like worst comes to worst is you'll have some visitation rights. You'll have to pay some.
What? I'm talking about what custody doesn't always go to the woman. Like it can go to the guy.
Well,
especially for infidelity. But it's like I wasn't even thinking about separating. I was just thinking about like not being married yet and still like working through it.
You're supposed to marry before you carry, man.
Well, it's a little late for that, so.
All right, so here's what the commenter said. The first one said, "Run, don't be stupid."
Jeez.
The second one, I kind of agree with this. This is just more proof of how desperate men are. I'm not judging them.
I would say the same for a woman, though. Like, if a guy cheated on a woman, I would say, like, just postpone it and, work things out.
No,
I would say, run.
Well, I don't know. I think it would be fair to run. Like, I wouldn't.
It's fair to, but I still think you should try to work it out first, especially since they're being upfront and accountable for it.
I'm not judging them, but it's better to be alone than to tolerate this level of humiliation from the opposite sex. Yeah, I would never stay with a cheater, remorse or not. What if she gets drunk again? You can never trust her.
I mean, I would hope she would learn to not get blackout drunk anymore and maybe, like, only drink around her husband or something. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, and it might even be, like, it might influence me to be more optimistic if she were to like get go seek a program of recovery. Yeah, sure. Like if she makes these kind of dumb decisions when she's drunk, then I would almost be like, all right, well, like,
I mean, yeah, I think that's even more fair to do something like that than just breaking it off. That's trying something.
Don't believe her lies. She's sorry because she knows what she will lose. Not you. She gives no fucks about you. She knows she lost the things she'll get out of you. She'll always be looking for a new D to ride. She showed her true colors early. Now run like hell. LOL, says the next person.
How early is it? They have a kid.
Yeah, but they could have.
And they're saying to run? Did they forget? Did everyone forget about the kid? Like, what the hell?
A whole 1 week's punishment for cheating, and she's even offering to imprison herself with your family to keep her from doing it again? Do you really something?
Wait, what was that?
Because she said she was willing. He said something about like she's willing to like move in with my family in order to keep her like accountable or whatever.
What? Like that whole situation just doesn't even make sense. Like what is the family gonna do? They're gonna keep an eye. They're gonna babysit her. Like
don't fuck anyone. Okay.
Put her on a leash. Like
damn, you must be very stupid. Let us know when it becomes a daily occurrence.
Daily.
LOL, says the next commenter. Personally, I wouldn't take the risk, even considering the kid. Co-parenting isn't hard if you get along. But you know her and the situation better than I do. At the very least, and then I broke it off.
I mean, I guess you could co-parent with, like,
Yeah,
That's the best for a kid.
I'm just thinking about my experience and when I was cheated on. I always
I never
I
cheated on.
Yeah, like a long time ago. I tried to, do what you're saying. I tried to make it work. What I should have done was,
Well, also it's a different scenario because you didn't have a special
Yeah,
needs
yeah, yeah.
kid, and it wasn't like a fiance either.
yeah. But what I should have done, I should have like laid boundaries. I should have been like, oh, like I don't hate you. I forgive you. But I also like no longer
I'm disappointed.
like I also no longer view you as relationship material. Like sorry, it's nothing personal, but like we're gonna break up now. Maybe if we see each other over the summer, we can like reconnect. But like I'm not ever gonna pursue a further
What do you mean by
relationship
reconnect?
with you.
Just have sex?
Yeah, like that's what like you're a fun
I
time
don't know
girl.
if that's
you-
what reconnect usually means. Reconnect usually means getting a relationship again.
Well, I would like let her know that she had disqualified herself from a relationship with me, and it would
But sex is fine.
it would not be
You can
anything
do that.
personal, like
Well,
um
it is personal. What do you
well,
mean? It's because of the sex.
there would be no animosity from me to
Sure,
her.
sure.
What ended up happening was I tried to force a square peg in a round hole, and there was deeper resentments, and all that shit. All right, here's the next one. Huntsville, Alabama.
Oh God, what were you doing?
I was fucking my cousin, and then she did. No, my friend, 30, female, got settlement money 3 years ago from a wreck she almost died in. Bought a house. 2 years ago, she got married and put his name on the deed alongside hers.
Wait, what? The guy? Like she was in a car accident with this guy?
I think what probably happened is she got in a car accident, got a bunch of money, bought a house, and then within the last 3 years,
Found a different, like,
yeah,
found a guy.
2 years ago she got married.
Okay.
So just 1
It's
year
just
after,
unrelated. Okay.
yeah, like just jumped into a marriage. Not a great idea.
Well, 2 years is a decent amount.
No, like she got married 2 years ago, but she got married like within 1 year of being single. It's very quick. 2 years ago she got married and put his name on the deed alongside hers. Turned out he wasn't the man she thought he was. Lived with his rich parents all his life, never had a job. Now he works full-time twice a week working off commission, and she filed for divorce and spoke to him about it, laying out the reasons. Always plays games if he's not at work, calling people to fix simple things around the house, never taking her out, never letting her do things she likes to do, and when she asked why he's still there, he said, I thought I'd keep the house. Now she's panicking because of it, and no one can give her a straight answer. Is she going to lose her house?
I don't know. It would just be something settled in divorce court, I guess. But I don't really know the specifics on how that would work.
So maybe some of these commenters are lawyers or something. She gave him half the house. Divorces are holistic, but if she wants to keep the house, she's probably going to have to pay him half the equity. Her lawyer can see if there's a better way. There's no reason to think the ex will get the house automatically. It'll be considered alongside everything else in the divorce. He'll likely get part of the equity of the house, but that can always come from other funds or a refinance. Oof. She's going to have to get a good attorney, but she won't get more than her fair share, as the law outlines. It doesn't really matter much that he isn't a great husband by not taking her out or blowing off her or whatever. What matters are the facts of how long they were married, which is not long, it's only 2 years, names on documents, and what the state says pertaining to how assets are divided. And perhaps before she marries again in the future, she would be wise to consider how to retain her house with an attorney that will draw up prenuptial documents before she gets married. No one gets upset when people pre-plan their death with a will, so there's no shame in discussing a prenuptial agreement in case the marriage ends.
That's because with death, it's not like another person is involved in. Like, it's not like there's another person benefiting from not having it.
But I'm just saying, like,
it's different than a prenup.
like wills and prenups, they're both those like
It's
things
not-
that we don't really want to
Yeah,
discuss.
it's
Like
just
they're,
that you can't really compare them like that.
but yeah, like I agree with that last one the most. Like next time before you get married, draw up a prenup, and then you can fucking protect your assets in the event of a divorce. Like, on to the next one. My daughters want to be back in my life, but I don't want them
Damn,
anymore.
what happened?
All right, well, you got to listen. So maybe that is like,
Right, I'm not judging which side yet because I don't know. That's why I asked what happened. Jeez.
I'm a 55-year-old male, married my ex-wife who was 55 when we were 18, and we were together for 26 years after meeting at 16, and we had twin girls and one more girl. They now would be 31, 31, and 29. After being together for over 25 years, we had naturally changed as people, and when I was 44, I found myself falling for a new coworker who is now my wife, 51. There was no cheating, no emotional cheating. I realized when I started falling for my new wife that I wasn't.
Kind of the emotional cheating, but I don't know.
Yeah, I kind of do agree, but I realized when I started falling for my new wife that I wasn't fully committed to the relationship with my ex, nor was I completely happy. So I ended things with her and didn't start dating my new wife until 3 years later.
That's impressive, honestly.
My ex knew all of this and that I never cheated, but she told our daughters, who were 19, 19, and 17, that I had left her for another woman after an ongoing affair.
Well, okay, that part's not true.
Which categorically did not happen. My daughters didn't want to hear me out and cut me off. It broke me, and I turned to alcohol as a way to cope, and I became dependent on it. It was my new wife who helped me out of that cycle, and
I
after
was saying the alcohol was the wife.
After 6
Come here,
years,
honey.
it was my new, and after 6 years, a lot of therapy and a lot of AA meetings, I've gotten to a place where I am no longer dependent on booze to get by. I never stopped reaching out to my daughters, and it wasn't until I turned 50 I finally realized the rejection wasn't helping my recovery from alcoholism, and I stopped. I got a message on Facebook last week from one of my twins. The gist of it was my ex-wife passed away 2 months ago from stage 4 breast cancer, and before she went, she told them the truth about our divorce, and they would love to see me.
Well, is that it?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, why does he not want to see? I get the rejection part, but now they're being accepting because they know the truth.
I guess he's
Like-
kind of just like in his feelings about how they just cut him off.
I
and-
get that, but I don't think you need to just cut them off now too. Two wrongs don't make a right.
Yeah.
And like they were fed a lie. Like they have to believe one or the other. It's kind of hard to just. I mean, really, you should kind of just not like if one side's saying the opposite, you should probably not just cut off one. But like, I don't think it's fair to cut them off now.
Yeah, I kind of agree. I mean, they're your blood. You know what I mean? You owe them at
Well,
least.
that's not really what matters to me because like. Even if they're your blood, they can be terrible people. I just don't think they're terrible.
Yeah, they don't
told a lie.
they don't sound too terrible. So I'd give them the benefit of the doubt. You know, like
from what we've heard, which isn't like a lot for them. It's just that they were told that he cheated and then they cut him off. Like that's all we know about them, really.
yeah. All right.
They were young when they were like what 17,
19, 19, and
Yeah.
17. Yeah.
So like they're impressionable and probably more connected to their mom and just believed her and just thought he was a terrible person. So like and like at a young age, you don't really think maybe the other side's right as much as you would later in life.
Yeah. All right. So please do not. Here's the next one. Please do not start screaming divorce as I just came here to vent.
Divorce.
She knows her audience so well because if you go into these like into the marriage chat rooms, everyone's like, "Girlfriend, you need to get a divorce and quickly
Run.
run."
Why are you running?
Run away. Run away. I need to get that one. My husband is the only in his friend group that is married. He's 30 and I'm 29. I don't know how to say this nicely, but his friends, until very recently, were all single, and there's a reason for that. Unable to keep jobs, still living with parents, smoking tons of weed. I have nothing against weed per se, but when it inhibits you from doing anything other than staying in your bed on your phone all day, all week, and all the time, it's probably a problem. I don't really care what they do with their lives, and I'm not the one to judge, just stating facts. Anyway, both of his friends got their first girlfriends in the last 4 months, and they are girls 10 years younger, 18 and 19 years old. When he told me about it, I said, poor girls. I too was once young, dumb, and used by older men. That's a red flag for me if I'm her fucking husband. Like, what does that mean? You were used by older men? Like, okay, gotcha. All right, you want to go into any detail about that? No, I don't think so. When he asked me to elaborate, I tried to explain. No. There's power dynamics and age gap relationships. Yeah.
What?
There's power dynamics and age gap relationships when one partner is too young. However, his comeback was, and I quote, where is this? And I quote, "You're just jealous that they are young," heavily implying that I no longer am. At 29 years old, and he said, "Let them," meaning his friends, "enjoy the young girls while they can." Kind of disgusting. Is it though? Like, I felt so infuriated that my feelings and arguments were diminished to just that. Being jealous that I no longer am young and they are, I feel so dumbfounded. I never knew him like this. I never expected this kind of comment. I honestly thought he would agree with me. Need I say that my self-esteem has been seriously hit? I saw how he sees me, and I can't get over it. Am I overreacting? Yeah, bitch. Like, you're not young. I'm sorry.
29 still. But alright.
She's in her epiphany phase of life. You know, like, she is at that point where she wants, long-term provisioning by a man. She wants parental
What did the
investment.
18 and 19-year-olds want there?
What, like 18 and
Sounds
19?
like they also wanted that. They're married, right?
Mm-mm.
Didn't you
No.
say they were getting married?
No, just in
Beyonce?
relationships.
Oh, okay.
They're married, and the other ones are just in their first, like, relationships. So, and this commenter says, "You obviously know you're not old, and he's older, lol."
By 1 year? What the
Yeah,
fuck? But, like, what? I don't even know why people would say divorce here. It's not even like a divorce situation. Like, it's not really that bad. I think she kind of is overreacting a bit.
Yeah,
it sounds like she is, like, a little, she does feel like she's old and a little jealous from like, the 19-year-olds and 18-year-olds.
Yeah, like, that's how it goes. And, like, I'm not saying, like, you shouldn't date a 29-year-old woman, although, I mean, like, I personally am not really into it, like, but yeah, there's just a lot of like, societal programming that goes into women at that specific age in their life. They are no longer that, like, flashy young woman, and they start to criticize age gap relationships because they no longer qualify for involvement in that specific type of relationship. So I think it's I don't know. I
feel like there'd be older men that would go after 29-year-olds.
Yeah, there are older men that will go after a 29-year-old, but, like, they have done data on men and women about what they think is the most attractive, about what is the most attractive age, and, like, women's most attractive age goes up on, like, a fixed scale according to their age, whereas men, it basically stays flat. Like, it's in between, like, 21 and 25. Men who are 21, even boys who are, like, 13, and men who are 90 all say that like 21 to 25 is like the perfect age for.
I don't think they're all saying. I think that's like the average.
Yeah,
Because
it's
I
the
feel like a
average.
lot of 13 to 18 are still dating within 13 to 18 usually.
But like,
and like 13 to 18.
yeah, no, obviously, like, but like, there's very few 13-year-old boys who are able to.
I mean, there are definitely some that like MILFs and stuff, but like they're not gonna dating them or anything at that age. But,
Yeah, so but like it is like the most preferred age for men and women differs significantly for evolutionary reasons because women need a man who is established in his career who's able to
so
provide. Men need
wouldn't women only want like the oldest men?
not the oldest, not
but like on the older scale, like wouldn't women only want like wouldn't their favorite at any age that they are be generally like 40 and above?
well, not because of the pull that a 40-year-old man has. Like that can be threatening to, let's say, a 65-year-old woman. Like a 40-year-old man is able to attract a 25-year-old, and he's able to attract a 65-year-old.
Wouldn't like 18 to like 30-year-old women only want like 40 or above? I feel like that's not the case.
They don't only want that, but
or
that
like
is their
mostly would want that.
Yeah, that is.
I don't think that's. Weren't you saying they stay within their age range for the most part?
They stay more fixed to an appropriate like bracket of age, whether it be like maybe a few years below, a few years above, but like men are relatively flat. Like a huge majority of men want a woman between the age of 21 to 25 or 26.
But that would mean there's not like an evolutionary for the women's side. They don't just go for someone who's rich or anything. They're kind of going with their age brackets.
Yeah, but that is like evolutionary. Like they know that if they stay within their age bracket, they're evolutionarily least likely to be like abandoned by a man who's like
least likely would just be going for 40-year-olds or older. What do you mean?
No, because like if like it makes sense for a 30-year-old woman to go for a 40-year-old man. He's probably
not. It also makes sense for an 18-year-old woman to go for a 40-year-old man.
Yes.
So then,
but it doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense for like a 65-year-old woman to go for a 40-year-old man.
Yeah, I know. But I'm saying like their age bracket for like the young ages should always
Kelly
be
Boy
like that higher
said,
age.
most girls like an older man when they are below 30, but after 40, women like a younger guy.
Yeah, like most women want a man. Most women want a man who's like the complete package, and like a 40-year-old man is probably the closest thing to a complete package. Speaking to the laws of averages,
but I don't think younger women are always going for for the most part are even going for 40-year-old or older. They're going within their age bracket.
Yeah, it definitely starts to lose a little bit of its like cohesion the older you get. Like 18-year-olds want to be with like someone who's probably like within 3 years of them.
And I guess part of it would also be, if we're gonna go with the evolutionary part, it's about like erectile dysfunction then, because the older you get, the more chances that kicks in.
Yeah. One. Speaking of erectile, should I do it? Wait.
Plug it in.
Wait, hold up. All right. Speaking of erectile dysfunction,
Kelly Bullock said, that is because most men are shallow and just want a good body.
Speaking of erectile dysfunction, it's time that we talk about a pressing issue. We all know that as men, it's our duty to perform. Whether it's at our jobs, on the gridiron, the hardwood court, or inside the illustrious bedroom. There's no description that does justice to the confidence boost you'll receive when you rock the socks off your lover. Would you feel confident putting all your money into Melania coin? Would you feel fast and furious whipping a 68 jalopy in a drag race? Would you feel like a magician if you came to the stage a few jacks short of a full deck? No, you wouldn't. So why are you going to battle in the bedroom with groggy privates? The only blue pill we endorse at the Good Faith Podcast is It's Mr. Nasty Time Blue Pills. And yes, We're talking about those pills that make you want to run a double marathon under the covers like David Goggins. Forget about overpriced Hims, Romans, Blue Chews. It's Mr. Nasty Time has the real deal at an amazing price that won't let you down and can't be beat. And I know what you're probably thinking. What if she cancels on me and I'm stuck with Daenerys' untamed dragon in my trousers? Well, say Dracarys. Now you're in control. I personally tried these bad boys, and it's a lot more mellow than you'd expect. You can pop one over drinks and appetizers. It's not going to give away your position. Or, due to the quick-acting effect, you can go to the bathroom, pop one or two, and be fully equipped to perform. Just like all the expensive name brands, Mr. Nasty delivers his products in discreet packaging, but for a fraction of the outrageous cost that they do. Around here at the GFP, we're about leveling up, and why not level up your sex life? And check out It's Mr. Nasty Time and get your mojo back. Scan the QR code on the screen or hit the link in the description and guarantee yourself unrivaled pleasure. Let this atrocious stock market be the only thing getting you down and save yourself the headache of a lackluster sex life. It's Mr. Nasty Time. I've noticed a lot of young girls, when they're like college age or before college age, at their women's marches are all like, why are tampons taxed and, why are they doing all this shit? But they don't fucking, have anything to do about erectile dysfunction. If I can't, abort my child, then you shouldn't be able to keep your soft dick down.
Tampons relate to abortion?
They just they always shit on erectile pills.
Shitting on it. It's that they want equal representation.
They do, but it's always when it's not a problem for them. The second that they turn that they turn 65 and they start dating, and the second that it starts becoming their problem, their lovers not being able to get it up, you don't ever hear 65-year-old women talking about like, oh, these penis pills are bullshit. Their soft dick is not my problem. Like,
hold on though. Like, what are they saying in that? They're saying that their stuff should be tax-free too.
And I do agree. I do agree.
Why are you cutting me off? Hold on.
Okay.
They're not shitting on Viagra. They're saying, okay, let it be tax-free too. Then these things should also be tax-free. They're not saying like, hey, tax this as well, because they don't want their stuff taxed. They want both to be tax-free.
I do agree. I do agree that feminine hygiene products should be tax-free. I mean, I'm against all taxes. I think taxation is theft, so I don't.
It's not theft. It's representation, and also you do need, we need public service.
Yeah, but maybe on something that is so pertinent to society existing, like tampons. Mm-hmm. They should be able to acquire tampons for, if it's not going to be free, it should be a very affordable cost. I know they give out condoms at the fucking, they give out condoms like crazy. Why not give out tampons like crazy? Fucking, I don't know. All right, this one's bad. My wife, who's 27, confessed she settled for me. I'm 29 and wasn't in love when we got married. It broke me from inside. It's a brutal thing to hear, especially from someone you're trying to build your life around. When someone you trust and love tells you something like that, it cuts deep, and I feel broken by it. I was head over heels. God, that makes it hurt even more. I gave her my whole heart. Imagined a future full of love, trust, growing old together. And now to find out she wasn't really in it the same way from the beginning, that kind of betrayal isn't just painful, it shook my sense of reality.
Is that it?
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, that sucks. And I mean, why is she even saying that? What the fuck? I feel like, you said they're married, right?
Yeah.
I mean, I would talk about how it makes you feel with them, but it doesn't sound like a good situation that you want to continue with. I wouldn't say get divorced, but you should definitely be communicating better than that.
Yeah, the commenters say, bruh, she's probably even cheating on you.
Why is that? There's not even an inkling of that. They could have been maybe cheated before they got married or something, but
leave, especially if you don't have kids. Take
Oh
some
my
time to
God.
heal and find someone who values you. I mean, I kind of agree. Like,
leave? Like, we don't even know that much yet. It just is like one comment, which was a mean comment, but like, you should still like try to make this work. And don't you agree that divorce like that's no fault divorce? Why do you want him to leave?
Yeah, I mean, like, it sounds like he didn't vet this spouse the way that you should. Like, you should be certain that they are in
Yeah.
deep love with you and not, settling
for all
for
we
you.
know, this could have been like a drunken thing, or like she was mad at him for something, or like it might not have been like a really true statement.
Yeah, and I just want to make sure that when you're talking, like, do your best to, like, talk right in. Let me, yeah, like, right in. Wait, let me hear you, like, talk a little bit.
Hello.
Yeah, is
the
that knob turned all the way up?
Yeah,
It's all the way up.
doesn't change anything anyway.
All right, maybe I'm gonna have to do like a mic switch. Just all right, but whatever. That's the sunken cost fallacy, an irrational psychological mistake our brains make. Think for a moment: are the made investments worth being unhappy for the rest of your life, being eaten alive by the doubts?
It depends, because like this was one comment, right? This isn't like the whole marriage was her saying all this shitty thing to him. Like,
Well, she said she wasn't in love when we got met. She said she settled and wasn't in love when we got married.
yes, but that's like one comment. Has she said anything other than this? Like,
Maybe
I don't
not,
think
but
you can just say this is a sunken cost fallacy over one comment.
So do you think
And
that
this is gonna continue for the rest of your life?
But do you think she was possibly like just trying to be like vindictive and mean, like? And
it could be a vindictive thing. Like, we don't even know what he did. Maybe he did something too. But like, I just don't think this is something you need to just rush out of right away. I think you need to communicate better. I think counseling helps. Like, if this continues, sure, it's a bigger problem. Maybe you should leave in the end of like if things aren't working out still. But I don't think this is just an immediate you got to get out of here type of thing.
All right, this person says, for someone to tell you this serves no other purpose than putting the responsibility solely on you to end the relationship. She lacks the courage, and you lacked, past tense, to see past your idealism. You should have been able to see she wasn't in love with you. I agree. Unless she's a complete sociopath and lied every day. She's not the one, but you've gained valuable experience to two things about dating. Use what you've learned and apply it moving forward. This is the only way to find love because you need to be seasoned. You need to be a seasoned veteran to be worthy of being loved. I kind of agree.
Like, I'm thinking the only I don't think you just say something like that out of the blue. I feel like the only way is she was being vindictive about something. Maybe it's true, maybe it's not, but I don't think this was something that she said because she's just a mean person, unless there was like a past history of this, and then he should have been vetting better. But like, I don't know. It just sounds weird.
Now that the gloves are off, you'll be treated even worse. Contact a divorce lawyer.
If that happens, sure. But like, this has been one comment that we all. This is all our information is one comment.
I mean, I like just the way that modern marriage operates is it is fucking brutal for couples who were once in love. Imagine how fucking cutthroat it must be for a couple that where one of the spouses was never in love and was just settling. Like she's going to drag him through the coals.
Sure, if it is true, yeah, then you should probably leave. But like, I think you need to talk this out more and see if this is accurate and what the next steps are.
I just hope all the young lads read threads like these and take in the wisdom they provide before fucking up their lives. Never be the beta bucks. Never get married. I don't know about that, but I do agree. Never be the beta bucks. Like,
yeah.
I want to. Fuck. Are you even? If I ran out really quick for like 45 seconds, would you be okay if I just like put on a song?
Sure. Well, I don't have to entertain because you can't hear me anyway.
All right, Faith Podcast. Okay. Oh, this one is another crazy. I mean, I only save the crazy ones. So this one's bad. I feel awful for this OP. So I'm
Must
a
be a guy
21.
then.
What?
Must be a guy then.
No, it's not.
Oh, yeah?
So I'm a 21-year-old female, and my 22-year-old male boyfriend just recently had our first threesome after a year of dating.
With her or with two other women? Or guys?
With one other woman.
Okay, so with her then too.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Although her level of involvement is questionable. We were drunk and high at the time, and it was one of his close female friends. I couldn't really do much but oral, since I was on my period. When things got started... Yeah, but I guess they didn't want to, like... I don't know. It just, like, that is the number one, that's the first red flag. You know, sorry for the pun, but that's the first red flag, you know, like, not a good time to have a threesome. It was kind of fun, even. As things progressed, he started putting her in all the positions we used together, then moving her into positions where I couldn't really be involved, like missionary, while covering her with his whole body, and saying the exact same things he says to me, to her. Which at first I was like, that's kind of weird, but then she had already come, and he just kept fucking her like it was the best thing in the world. Like, I mean, 4 times he was intimate with her. We never got that many times. We usually do once, maybe twice, then he's asleep. Never cares if I finish or not. Like, I was on one side, they were on the other, and it was as if I wasn't there at all. We all took a shower, then he cuddled only her the whole night when she wasn't even supposed to stay the night. Didn't even look in my direction. The bed... What does it say? The bed was so cramped, I had to leave and go on the couch. I didn't sleep. This is the worst boyfriend in the world. Like, I had to sleep on the couch. I didn't sleep the whole night. Around 7 a.m., he came looking for me. He's like 7 a.m. He slept.
Probably slept all the time.
He came looking for me. He seemed kind of sad and hurt that I wasn't in bed, and said he was just in the moment. She isn't better. She squirted and was more vocal, which excited him, since I never do. Loves me, then tried giving me affection, then which... It was kind of too late to feel authentic. Then, when she left, he wanted to be intimate, but I couldn't. It just felt like sympathy for him seeing me cry. Then he tried cuddling with me, but I couldn't even stand his touch. What to do? I cry every time he touches me. We haven't been intimate since. Things are just not the same. Even if he tries reassurance, it doesn't work. He has been trying to show he cares, but I can't even look him in the eyes anymore, and it's nothing towards the girl. She was nice. We got along. He recently told the girl she said she wants another threesome. What? I replied, I never want to do that again. He said
he said that he wants another threesome, or
he told her that the other girl said she wants another threesome. Yeah, I'll bet. Like she
so basically that means he does as well. He's bringing it up.
Yeah. I replied, I never want to do that again. He just said he told her to ask me, but why not? And why not? And how there was no need for me to take it to heart. He has no feelings for the girl. It was crazy how things happened. Like this was an act of God, and so crazy it wouldn't have happened if I wasn't there. I mean, like
it feels like you kind of got cheated onto your face.
That's what someone else says.
Oh, really? God, that's terrible.
Well, I guess I didn't save it because, but I agree. Poor communication, lack of consideration for the fact you couldn't be an equal participant, unable to wait for a time when you weren't on your period. Yeah, these are the bare minimum of things that need to be. Yeah, I mean, totally agree. Like, it's like the number one rule.
And also just like the fact that you don't even feel like you want to be touched by him anymore, kind of just sends the signal that you probably shouldn't really be together anymore.
Yeah, I would agree.
Like I don't think there's much getting past that.
Okay, so yeah, like I mean, I think anybody can tell you that that guy doesn't value you. You should leave, and make it quick. There's no reason to be with that guy who was so inconsiderate. So I've been hooking up with this guy. I was telling him I know a girl who keeps posting stories about wanting men with provider mentality. I thought this was meant guys who genuinely want to pay for girls and like doing it. You're fucking so naive to think that there are men who like genuinely just want to pay for all your shit.
There are some. What are they called? The ones where like
Tradcons or
no. The ones that like will
pay pigs.
Yeah, pay pigs. Literally just pay for them to buy it, like just to have to do whatever. Don't even get anything but that. Just
all right, unless this guy, but like the way she's describing it, like looks like she's searching for a Tradcon and.
Or a pay pig.
I thought this meant guys who genuinely want to pay for girls and like doing this, which I really appreciate because I've met stingy guys. When I'm going on dates with someone, I always take turns to pay without expectations of another date. But I've met guys in the past who count nickels and dimes and will only want to pay if I get them back on another date after. The girl that posts about this, though, takes this to the extreme and just wants guys to pay for all the dates. And her hair and nails. I don't do this. But my interpretation of the provider mentality phrase is in mind. I told him I get that and I like men with that mindset too. Yeah, no shit. Me and this guy don't really go on Me and this guy don't really go on dates since we're hooking up. So I didn't mention anything about dates. I just said that when I move in with a guy, I'd like him to pay the rent. I have 2 friends that do this and their partner just contributes in other ways, financially and housework. I don't know exactly how they split it, but as an example, I'll still cook and pay for the groceries when I go out and get them. And I was basically trying to tell him that I wouldn't just sit around doing nothing, expecting the guy to pay for everything. I mean, do you want equality or do you want to be pampered and live like a princess lifestyle? Because
she's going to be doing other stuff like cooking
and paying for groceries.
I assume there'd probably be more like cleaning and stuff as well, but I don't know.
Even still, like if you just attach like a dollar amount to all of that shit and rent, like most people's rent is like, I don't know what ours is, but like our rent is probably like around half our paycheck or something like that, like groceries are not. And
yeah, but you don't think cooking and cleaning makes up for some of that too?
But even if you hired a maid and a chef, it would not cost.
I disagree. Those would definitely cost a lot. To hire a maid and a chef? That's not cheap.
Not like they don't need to be a full-time maid and chef. Like they only need to, like a maid you can get.
So who's gonna cook and clean then during the other times?
Well, you could just
eat 3 meals a day, like.
I mean,
or 2 at least.
You could just have like a chef, like fucking food prep for an entire week. You know what I mean? Like,
who's gonna cook it then? Someone's gonna cook it.
No, like, all right, but like,
you're gonna shove a whole week's worth of food in the fridge, and you don't have to cook any of it. Just a bunch of salads, like.
You should. I wonder if you can like pull up like personal chef what their rate. But even still, like she's not like I'm sure this woman is not a personal chef level culinary expert. She's probably just
it's to the extent where it's a burden taken off of you.
Sure, okay, but like if we're like really getting into the provider mentality, like how much of a burden? How much is she unburdening him? Is she like
probably the cooking is a lot for people? I'm gonna tell you that's definitely a lot for some people.
And she doesn't even say, I'll pay for all the groceries. I'll still cook and pay for the groceries when I go out and get them. How often is that going to be? Is that going to be every single week? Like, is it just going to be when you feel like chipping in?
She would probably be getting the groceries more often I don't know.
He didn't like this. He said my thinking is outdated. And the same as a guy wanting a girl to be in the kitchen most of the week. And then said girls like me wouldn't date a guy who makes less. I told him that I'd ideally like us to make similar to each other. Also, I'm still going to be working and stuff. I'll still contribute other ways financially. I don't mind cooking because majority of the something, I don't know. This was a long convo and I felt like an argument. After coming home, talking to my two friends who actually do this arrangement with their partners and thinking about it, I realized his perspective is right. Plus with utilities, which I wasn't taking into account before, would also go up, so rent would increase. And yes, that wouldn't be fair if the guy's bills increased, but mine would decrease if we're living together and make the same amount. So when the time comes with someone, I'll have to revisit and do a split that works for the both of us. I just feel like this entire convo made things weird with me and this guy, even if we're both just casual. Like, I don't have a boyfriend right now, and I haven't been planning on moving with anyone anytime soon, so I didn't think it was that deep, but I'm worried he thinks badly or differently about me. Anything I can say to make things less weird, please be kind. Yes, my opinion during this conversation with him was wrong, but I understand that and will handle things better when the time comes to move in with a guy. So this this reminded me of like this new trend that is popping up, and it is that most girls are wanting a man who is conservative in lifestyle, but his vote is like up for grabs. So they want a man who's willing to vote in favor of them, but he lives a conservative lifestyle. And I think that's kind of what this girl is wanting.
What do you mean?
So like a lot of women are saying that they are not attracted to like democratic men. They're like attracted to a person who looks like a conservative, but they are not attracted to the the vote of a conservative. Does that make sense?
I feel like like if we're talking about the generalization of what they look like, sure, I guess, but I don't think like you can actually generalize what a Democrat or a Republican really looks like. I think they're way more diverse than just whatever you picture as being like a weak one or a strong one or whatever.
There's no real way to backpedal on this. You showed him who you really are. Anything else will seem like an attempt to make yourself look less bad. Also, this was posted last week. Why do you even care what this guy thinks? You're his fuck buddy, not his girlfriend. I don't think he sees you as a contender for who he'd be splitting bills with anyway. Fucking ouch, dude. Simply admitting that you were wrong and saying that after the conversation your opinion on the subject changed is enough. Just my 2 cents on the topic. Let's switch roles in your hypothetical. I probably cut it off. Yeah, I did. But yeah, is it so is it so painful to just admit you were wrong and that you changed your mind? She did to a forum of strangers on the internet, but she didn't just to the guy say like, oh, you know what? Like I thought about it and I was wrong.
I thought she said she was doing that. No?
Oh, Peanut's in here.
Yeah, I didn't hear your message though.
Yeah, it didn't. Maybe because he said nut job is it thinking that nut job is like a sexual? Or maybe it's just super slow. What's up, Peanut?
Aren't they allowed to say that though anyway?
Oh yeah, that's fair. But usually I look for someone who makes similar to me, so both of us aren't a burden to each other. Does that make sense? That day when I mentioned that to him, I realized how hypocritical it came off for me to also have been like, but I'd want the guy to pay the rent. I didn't realize till I got home, talked to my friend about it, and she was like, I think his perspective is that it doesn't make sense if you both are making similar, but the guy's bills go up while yours decrease once you move in together. This really clicked it for me, so yeah. And like now and then like the mean girls just start going at her like hardcore like.
Please be kind.
Girl, this is embarrassing. You've talked about this 5 times.
5 times. times.
Why are Peanuts shit's not coming in? Wait. Oh.
Turn it off again. Is it because you put that
James
song on?
Brennan said, "You look
Ah.
like Coach Ditka with those glasses low."
Let's run out of the power hour. All right, break. Thanks, Peanut. That's a huge compliment. All right. She's like, I think 20. She's 20 female, and her boyfriend 22 male have been together for about 9 months now. Both of us aren't in the same financial situation in life, and I feel bad sometimes since I can see that he struggles to afford a lot of things, especially schooling, since his mother recently passed and his relatives wanted him to get a scholarship instead of paying his tuition. He said he couldn't go back to school because he was grieving his mom and worked in some other ways. However, there has been a reoccurring problem in our relationship where whenever we go out, I always pay the bill. This happened even when we first started dating and even before his mom passed. There are many times that I cover the bill and he tells me he'll pay it back, but he always never remembers. Double negative much? He keeps on borrowing money and conveniently forgets about it and it happens so often that I lose count. He's a lovely person though, but his vice is vaping, and binge eating turns me off from wanting a future with him. This resentment keeps on building because I feel like I'm being taken advantage of, not to mention that he didn't really get me anything for Valentine's Day and my birthday. What do we think here?
So I kind of lost track of some of that, like the always never and stuff. But
She's calling him a deadbeat. She's unattracted to how little he provides for her.
And that's it.
Yeah. I mean, like, it's his excuse is that his mom has passed away, and that's obviously very traumatizing and can, like, sidetrack a person's life, you know, but...
How recent was it? Did it say?
Does it say? Well, they've only been together for 9 months. And...
So it probably was pretty recent.
Yeah, she says his mother recently passed. So I would assume within the last year.
I mean, yeah, it definitely sidetracks you, but it also does. I don't think it should be taking over your whole life where you don't really think about your partner, especially like on their birthday or like on Valentine's Day.
Yeah, I don't. Like the Valentine's Day thing, I don't care about. Birthdays, I think you should. I think you should get something for, even if it's just a little tuxedo cake, you know, like anything. Got to get them something for their birthday, you know.
Yeah.
So yeah, I would say, bring it up to him, let him know that you're upset by it, and if the behavior continues, then it's time to disengage.
And it's not even a long relationship anyway.
Yeah, it's only been going on 9 months. It's not like you have a family built together or whatever.
Not that we know. But...
My boyfriend, 26, and I, 24, recently moved in together. I moved halfway across the country and quit my job in a hospital and started a less fulfilling job that I hate, but pays better, just to be with him.
That's usually the case.
I have a toddler, 2 months. Jesus Christ on a motorbike.
I don't even know what the issue is. There might not even be an issue, really.
Oh, she's on Reddit, so there's an issue. My boyfriend.
Sometimes it's a lot smaller.
My boyfriend got divorced in 2023, and his ex-wife has main custody of both his kids, 5 and 2 months. Wait, no, I'm sorry, male. They're 2 years old and 5 years old,
yeah, but wait,
male.
He's 26 and divorced already?
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
And
has 2 other kids from that?
Yeah,
What
so he became a father at 21.
This is crazy.
Their divorce was pretty nasty, and she left him with all the credit card debt bills
God.
and car payments, along with having to pay child support. I didn't live with him or take a cent from him while we were dating in 2024. I lived with my dad, but I paid for everything on my own, down to pull-ups, and even paid rent to my old roommate, or my old room, or whatever. My boyfriend at the time, when it came to file taxes, tried to convince me to let him file with my child as his dependent, since he would get back more money than I would for filing him as a dependent.
What? How does that work?
Maybe I'm not sure. Probably bullshit anyway.
Gotta be.
He didn't offer to split the money anyways. I didn't let him. In a way to alleviate how much money he has to spend so that he can help pay his bills and whatnot. As soon as I moved in, I paid for all the groceries, at least 600 to, I don't know, 800 a month. And when I got a stable job, started sending him 200 so he would be less tight on money. I thought it was only fair since I borrow his car to go to work and whatnot. Here's where I think I might be the asshole.
Huh.
Fast forward to a week ago, I got my return back. My return totaled to around $1,300. My boyfriend insisted I give him the money so he could put it towards his credit card bill. I hated that he's been so pushy about it. We got into an argument that ended with me saying I'd rather not because I couldn't use it for a car or in the case of an emergency since I don't have health insurance right now. And he said something about being partners and we're supposed to help each other out. Honestly, I feel some type of weird way about how he's pushing me to pay for his bills, but I feel guilty and I don't know what to do. I haven't even touched the money yet. Am I the asshole?
So it is an am I the asshole?
Yeah.
Like, what? Why is she the asshole? Like,
Yeah, I don't.
I do agree with sharing and helping your partner and stuff, but it sounds like he's more demanding.
Yeah, I agree. I honestly don't fuck
And
with
it's
him.
like not
Get out of
even-
there.
It's for debt payments from a previous marriage. It's not like it's for your partnership.
Yeah.
I can understand trying to help out with that, which she already is doing, is giving him $200 a month or something for it.
Yeah.
So he just sounds like he's being greedy and asking for more.
I
Trying
agree.
to put him as a dependent on it, and then also just trying to take her whole refund. What the fuck is this?
I agree. Don't fucking. I say get out of there. All right.
Sounds messy as fuck. So, 2 kids from a previous, and they have a kid.
No, she has a kid. Two year.
It's not even
2 year.
Wait, I thought she had a 2-month toddler.
No, I mistake.
So
I
she has a
mistake the
2-month,
M.
2-year?
The M. Yeah, the M is male, not months.
But that child's with him, I assume?
No.
It's from a previous marriage?
She said I have a toddler.
Light of Wisdom said, "Hey everyone, just driving home. I'm tuned in."
Hey.
My man.
My man.
All right, here's the next one. we could almost use this as a segue for another nasty plug. I want to ask the guys, is it ever a lack of attraction? He was hard for me all night, listening to music, watching movies, making out, so much sexual tension. But then when we go to do it, and he had a problem getting hard. I helped until I almost passed out. Sounds dedicated. I like that. He would get hard and then soft, then hard again. I always feel like I'm not hot enough, even though he kept telling me I am. I'm on the chunkier side. I mean, if she's saying chunky, she's fat. Because, fat girls say, full-figured or curvy or voluptuous. If they're self-identifying as chunky, they're probably, morbidly obese. But that's beside the point. So, of course, I think he saw me naked and changed his mind. He really, really wanted to have sex, though. I was super nice and supportive about it and didn't make a big deal because, in all actuality, it wasn't a big deal. I was truly just enjoying my time with him. I hope I get nice responses. Thanks.
I feel so bad when people say that.
I hope I only get nice responses. I'm coming to the internet and I hope I'm treated with kindness.
Please be kind.
Bitch, you know where you are. You're in the.
That's why they're saying it. They're hoping that people will
Do you know where the fuck you are? You're in the fucking danger zone. This is Reddit, bro.
I feel like they probably are being more tame than they could be.
Oh yeah, I actually did. I didn't save it, but I had a pretty kind response. I wasn't you're probably fat, bitch. I think I did say you should prioritize your health and fitness, but I suggested getting some pills and
specifically nasty pills.
I didn't do that, but I did
God.
suggest some chemical all right. Dating someone boring. I mean, he seems to not have anything going on for him outside of work. Getting him to talk about anything else is like pulling nails. He could literally read me a newspaper article on one of our calls, and it would be better. It's like he has no interest and is just existing and floating through life. It's sad because he's sweet and caring, but I'm tired of always talking about myself or answering questions about myself. What do I do? Help.
I mean, that's fair. Like, you do want someone who's a little interesting that likes to share stuff and talk about themselves. Like, you need communication on both sides. You can't just be the one talking all the time.
Yeah. No, like all right, so
Oh, was that not it?
no, that was it. Yeah, but like some of the responses are he will talk eventually. Some people have a harder
like,
time
it's
opening
possible.
up.
Like, I'm not saying like just break off already, but like maybe try and push it more. Like, I don't know if she's talked to him about it yet. Like, you should definitely be talking about it. Say, do you want? Can you share more about yourself? I feel like I'm talking all the time.
Yeah.
Like be specific about it.
This person said I'd rather buy a cat.
No. Buy a dog and die alone.
Why are you wasting time on someone who's not fun? Dating is supposed to make lives better. It's not your job to make him more fun. Kind of agree.
To an extent, like you bring out the fun of each other.
Yeah, I'm not sure how long this relationship has gone. When you find the right match, even them sitting silently beside you will be anything but boring. They're not the right match. I would gently and quickly let them down so they can find someone who finds them interesting, and so you can find someone who you find interesting.
So I think with the whole like sitting next to someone and it'll be fun thing is kind of not true. I think it's more like in that like there'll be moments where you have silence and you're not talking, but you still love them because they are still interesting to you in other ways when they do talk about stuff. Like it's not just like they can sit there and do nothing and you'll be interested. It's that like you know that they're interesting at other times.
Yeah, like it's not gonna be like an action movie being with
Yeah.
someone, but it should not be torturous
Yeah.
to be bored.
But
by
I
them.
always advocate for communicating first before like cutting things off.
All right, this is a reoccurring theme of the show, and I want to know what everybody thinks.
What do you?
I'm 27 female. I went on a few dates with this guy 31 male, and things have been going well. On our second date, we brought up the topic of physical intimacy. I remember him saying that he thinks physical intimacy is different for women and men. That women who sleep around are respected less than if a man would do it. He says, the old cliche, a key that can open up a lot of locks is a good key, but a lock that can open up to a bunch of different keys is a bad lock. Everything else is really good, and he's super respectful. He's soft-spoken and values making me feel safe and respected, and we're taking our time on physical intimacy, but I couldn't believe my ears when he said that. How common is that perspective for guys? This guy tends to be very blunt, so maybe this perspective is more common than I think. In my head, it's a red flag, but I'm conflicted on if it's just a common male perspective and he can still be a good guy with this perspective.
Like, I don't think it's a good perspective to go into like a relationship with, and it's not like I think women do get scrutinized more, but I also don't think that's necessarily fair. And also, what was it like the talk about?
Ryan McMullen said, I'm here.
My man.
Hey, Ryan.
Oh, my man.
I lost my train of thought.
Well, yeah, I can read some of the comments and maybe
Okay.
it'll jog your memory. There's a reason an insult for women is slut whore, and for male, it's that they are an insult or virgin. Both
Well, they
genders
also
use the
call
same
them-
insult or
Call them
insults.
Man whores.
But that's not
And that's not
like.
the same insult. That's the opposite insult.
But like, they're the same level of like insultingness, and they're for two opposite reasons. Like
But-
you insult a man based on his inability to procure sex. You insult a woman based on her availability for providing sex.
But also, women get insulted a lot for being prude.
I don't know if
I think that is true.
I wouldn't like insult a woman if her standard was that she.
Well, then what about the whole sex recession? You're like on and on about the sex recession. This is the part I don't get. Like, why do you want there to not be a sex recession, but then you also don't want women having sex?
I never said I don't want women having sex.
You don't
Like,
want them having like very much sex.
I don't like. I mean, who am I? First of all, I'm just a guy. So what I want
Okay.
doesn't really fucking matter. But like
Okay,
my
why are we on
opinion,
here talking?
I don't want my partner having an extensive sexual past, and I don't think that is so.
Do you want her to be a virgin?
No, like I want there to be like a Goldilocks level of porridge in her.
I think that's the same for women. I think women don't want men to have a lot of sex either.
Yeah, I don't-
And they don't want them to be a virgin usually either.
But it's definitely something that is more prioritized by men than by women. Like, I
Ryan
think,
McMullen said, agreed.
yeah. He compared men to keys as well, so sounds like you are picking one thing he said, taking it out of context and deciding to go full blue-haired feminist. Then instead of talking to him, instead of talking to him about it rationally, you're talking about him on the internet. This kind of behavior is one example of why so many women get seen as not wife material by the men they date. I can't imagine spending the rest of my days with a woman that I had to watch every word I said for fear of her finding something to be offended by and running to the internet.
Supposed to be the pick me or something?
But the whole image is rooted in an incredibly archaic view of sex, as if only men are allowed to enjoy having sex and women are all supposed to be puritanical beings. The paradox of it all is that so many men want to have a good girl who then wants to sleep with them. It's all about power and ego. Men want to be the guy who is just so much of a man and so powerful that he can turn a good girl into a slut, but only for him. Facts! Facts! Yes!
Yeah, so
It's not about body count or values or whatever. It's literally all about power and ego. Yeah, fucking yes it is. Like, yeah, I don't want a woman who I want to be special to
Okay, so
my
shouldn't
woman.
the man also be special to like? Shouldn't it also be the other way around? Shouldn't like?
But like
why-
it doesn't say like societally it doesn't say that you are like they're wait. Wait, I'm waiting for this one to come in.
Ryan McMullen said, so funny to hear your tone changed once you realized you agreed with her goal.
No, but like there's like women operate on a great deal of social proof. Like most women want men that most other women want. Most guys
Yes,
don't
but it
care
doesn't
what
mean
most
they
other guys
want
want.
them to have a lot of sex either. That's not the same thing. It's not equivalent.
But if a guy is able to have a lot of sex, they value that in a man. Like men don't care if
I mean,
a woman is
it's
because
that they value their appeal. It's their attractive. It's not like they value that they can have a lot of sex.
all right. So this commenter is based.
Okay.
Does it? The fact of the matter is that it's easy for a woman to get sex. So when she doesn't, it's harder for her to do. She willingly said no to something that feels good for moral or virtuous reasons. Regardless if you agree with those reasons, and that's the argument you're having, it still shows character. For a man, it's hard to convince a girl to sleep with him. So that also shows character because he could show off beneficial characteristics that include things like kindness, intelligence, humor.
Oh my.
So for men, it's admirable for a man to be popular. Hence the expression, women... I cut it off.
Okay.
I mean, it's not completely one for one, but it's also not inaccurate. Women choose and men get chosen. Men court women and women choose the best candidate. A man who can get multiple women in bed has something going for him. A woman who can get multiple men in bed is just alive. We see the same behavior all over the animal kingdom, but people act like it somehow doesn't apply to us humans. It's true.
but it's not based on their ability to have sex with, like, because you're equating it to, okay, they want a guy who's had a lot of sex, but it's not. If it's their ability to have sex, that's different. Because, like, why, like, why would they want them if they've already had, like, sex with, say, 50 women? But if they have the like, if a man has the ability to have that sex, but only does it with, like, one or two, isn't that even more admirable?
Wait, say it again. I'm sorry.
If a man has the ability to have sex with, like, 50 women, but only chooses to do it with, like, one or two in, like, his whole, like, dating history or whatever, isn't that more admirable than just sleeping with 50 women?
No. Like,
how? How is that not?
because where's the proof?
What do you mean? Where's the proof?
Where's the proof that he has the quote unquote ability to
The
sleep with all
proof
these
is-
women?
The proof is dating them and, like, having the women that are attracted to them. Like, what do you? The proof has to be sex.
Well, what else would it be?
What I just said. Oh my god.
What else is proof
Oh.
that women are dating him?
Okay, so, like, Jesus Christ, a man could fucking pay for sex. Like, it's not like it's so impossible to get sex. Like, there's prostitutes. Like, men can get sex if they really want to. Is that admirable to just have sex? No.
I mean, even if he's paying
That's
for it.
proof that they had sex because they paid for it.
Yeah,
Like,
but even if he's paying for it, he has to have worked hard to obtain the money to pay for all that sex.
sex can be cheap too. Like, and it's not even necessarily about working hard. Like,
Could he rack up a huge notch count of, like,
you can
disgusting
even go into debt
women?
just
Sure.
having it. Like, you can you don't have to, like, work hard to pay for a prostitute. You can just get a loan for something and just use it on prostitutes.
Well, like, yeah, like, that is not a virtuous man, but a man who is able to, like, court and be a gentleman to a large variety of women and get consensual free sex is an admirable, popular fellow.
And wouldn't the proof be in, like, the other women talking good about him, like saying, "Hey, yeah, he was a great time" and stuff, even if they didn't have sex?
Sure, but it would be more.
I think that's more admirable.
It would be.
Alright.
It would be
We
even
can-
more admirable than that if he was a great time. He was a sociable fella,
don't agree.
and he also, like, made them achieve many multiple orgasms. Like, if he was a well-rounded individual who was seasoned and experienced, that would boost his social value higher than the guy who was just like a platonic friend in all of these situations, and there was no romantic activity to go on.
Well, you can have romantic activity without sex.
I suppose, but, like, whatever. No, that is a profoundly misogynistic analogy, and you are well aware of it. Don't gaslight the OP. It's essentially saying men who have lots of sex should be admired for their prowess, whereas the women they're having sex with should be ashamed and feel broken for not keeping their pussies locked. Both men and women who sleep around excessively are devaluing sexual intimacy. Facts. OP's dude thinks the women who do it are more at fault than the men.
You said facts to that, so you agree men shouldn't have more sex?
I think there's I think both sexes should have, like, a Goldilocks standard.
Okay, yeah,
like,
so then we agree. So why are you making this standard that it's good for men to have a lot of sex?
it's better for men to have more sex, and it's not better for.
It's not better in either scenario, but all right.
There's a lot of data that suggests
What
that.
data? Jesus Christ.
Like, fucking there's fucking Pew research that women who have, like, sexual partners, over 20, like, their marital rates go profoundly down.
And what about for men?
The data is not as closely correlated to, like, marital dissatisfaction and marital deterioration.
Show me these studies then.
OP dude thinks that women who do it are more at fault than men. Well, women choose who they have sex with. Men are chosen. So, yeah, they have more agency over who's having sex. So, yeah, they have more fault. It's, like, kind of a one-to-one relationship. Stupid idea, but take the Titanic, for example. Who do you think guys want to be? Jack or the is this the same? Yeah. I mean, I agree, but I don't necessarily think this is exact. All right. Who do you think guys want to be? Jack or the dude who Rose agreed to marry after Jack died? After Jack was gone, she needed to settle down with someone, which she may or may not still have loved.
I think everyone's gonna say they don't want to be the one who died.
But while still constantly
also
thinking
married.
about her short-term fling on some fucking ship over 50 years ago. And guess what? A shit ton of women love this movie. But does anyone legit think that any somewhat sane guy wants to be the husband in that story? Nah,
Wait,
definitely
what?
not.
I definitely do. What do you mean? Why would you want to be the guy who just had a one-time thing and died?
Why? But like, why? Like, you would want to be settled for, like, but with an alpha widow?
Jeez, what are you talking about? It's not really settling if the person's completely out of the picture at this point.
Sure, it could absolutely
oh my
be.
God.
She's still like her heart will. What does the song say?
Her
Her
heart
heart
will
will go on.
Yeah, go on means you're over it. Doesn't mean you're like still. It doesn't mean you're settling. Doesn't mean you're still thinking about it. Like your heart will go on. It'll move on.
All right, so moving on. My heart's gonna go on to the next topic. Pete Hegseth signed a memo making all physical standards the same for both men and women in the military. What do you think about that?
Oh, I mean, I don't really care about that. When I heard Pete Hegseth, I thought it was gonna go much worse because he's kind of been pretty dumb on a lot of things.
But do you think this is dumb? Like, do you think that men and women should have to uphold the same standards for military service?
Yeah, I don't see why not.
I mean, I remember we had an argument one time on the show.
Ryan McMullen said, equality, beautiful.
I remember one time on the show where you and Peanut tried to convince us that, like, women are equal to men,
What?
like, physically or something. I don't know.
I say that.
What?
I'm saying they should be allowed in the military services, but I'm still saying they should have the standards for being able to like go into combat. If we're talking about just reserves and like other military services that don't involve combat, I don't think it matters. But if we're talking strictly combat, sure, there should be the same standards.
I'm not sure how this pertains.
It's probably not even specific.
It's all military.
Of course, Pete has that. He's an idiot.
But why should women be entitled to get in with lower standards than men?
For other services, why not? What do you mean? They can't be like nurses or like there's so many things in the military, like intelligence. Like they can't just be in the military for other services.
Well, with intelligence, like no, because like a big part of intelligence is there's a chance that you're a spy, you're undercover, a fucking Al Qaeda operative comes, kidnaps you, you're in a cave, and you're gonna get tortured for information. Like I think that I would want my intelligence operatives to be able to withstand torture.
And what, just men are automatically better at that?
I'm not saying that. I'm saying that we have been lowering the bar for women for all this time, so maybe they are
I don't think
better.
Intelligence matters in that situation. I think if you're getting tortured as a man or a woman, you're probably giving up, regardless. There's like very few people that are just gonna be like, yeah, I'm not gonna apply to your torture methods. Like,
I know that Air Force and SEALs absolutely torture their recruits because
we're not talking about Air Force and I don't even think that's true for Air Force, but we're not talking about like Navy SEALs, and women are in Navy SEALs, so.
No, yeah, they are not. Yeah, because they have not ever met the physical standards.
Yeah.
It's just
James Brennan said, I agree with having the same bar. I don't think it'll impact the women that enroll.
It will not impact the number of women that enroll. It'll impact the number of women that are accepted into the military, though, because
but
they
I
will
think
not
that
be able
should
to.
be for combat service. I don't think that should be all across the board. Not everything is needed like a standard of physical strength for the military.
All right. So wait.
James
let this come in.
Brennan said, I don't think it'll impact that as much as you think.
I just it's evidence of there being like a disparity in biological differences, and we've made concessions for who knows how long to accommodate.
Probably not even that long.
I don't even know if I want to get back into this fucking body count fucking argument. Am I the only guy who doesn't give a flying fuck about a woman's body count? Do I really? I'll just go on to the next one. Sorry, this is such a TMI post, but I want to know if it's normal.
Okay.
Oh, God. We have sex pretty regularly, but every single time I never finish. Oh, man. We could talk about
Is this a guy or a girl?
the
Girl.
girl, yeah. We can start talking about the orgasm gap, which I think is actually
Yeah.
I think is a more fucking pressing issue than the wage gap.
Okay, how do you fix that?
Oh, man. I have voiced how upset it makes me and how I wish he would put more effort in, but once he's done, he's done. He doesn't try to help me out at all. He said he would, yet him trying is fingering me for 5 minutes after he's done with no emotion or care. He just sits there bored while I'm trying to finish so he can just stop. I do the utmost I can to make him enjoy sex. I put in a lot of effort, and it's honestly making me feel used at this point because none of this is reciprocated. Is this normal at all? I know my friends all talked about how I should have dated a girl because now I won't ever finish. And I know porn is unrealistic, but the men at least try and make things sexy for the girl they're fucking. I don't know. I just feel like I'm being used as a fuck toy at this point because he just doesn't care. How should I approach this? Ugh.
You gotta communicate it if you haven't already.
It sounds like she has communicated it, though. You say break up?
Like if I feel like maybe a passive aggressive move, but if the communication is not working, then you could just be as involved as he is and just kind of not do as much to get him off. Like he's not doing anything for you. So
I just think
if that doesn't work, then
yeah, I think that could lead to just this like empty, shallow sexual relation. Yeah, that is the inevitable conclusion to this relationship. Like,
and it kind of gets him on board with it too, instead of being like, "Oh, this is the best sex I've ever had," and now she wants to break up, and then he becomes like more obsessive with him and won't let her leave. Like,
yeah, this isn't normal or acceptable whatsoever. I'm 36 and have never encountered a man who didn't care about my pleasure, even one night stands or situationships. Oh, by the way, back onto the topic that we've been talking about. Women in long-term relationships report the most sexual satisfaction, and women in one-night stands report the least amount of sexual satisfaction. So that's another reason to go against the fucking hookup culture and shit like that. Try.
I'm always against hookup
Yeah,
culture.
try to establish some fidelity and some continuity with your sexual partner, so that way you women are orgasming.
The reason for that is because they get more used to their partner.
Yeah.
One night stand, you
don't know.
Everyone's different.
Yeah.
You all have your own standards. Some people are into BDSM. There's some crazy shit you could be into. You know your partner. You know specifically what gets them off. It's better to have that than to just be doing one night stands with random people that don't know shit.
Yeah.
Because you could have so much sex with so many people, but you don't know how to have sex with that specific
exactly.
person that you're having next.
Yeah, and and for a man, I mean, making a man come is easy. You could do it with a dry hand and a little bit of pumping. A man's gonna come. A woman is a complicated labyrinth of nerves and shit like that. You need to caress it with a little bit more complexity. But you've communicated that it's important to you. It shouldn't have to be communicated, period. But I digress. And he still hasn't changed anything.
Definitely be communicated always, because
well, no, but I think
it's not something because the thing is, people don't talk about it enough, and then they don't usually they become accepting that they're not like that's how you get like not great sex marriages. And
Yeah.
stuff, is that you don't communicate? Because like if you're just sitting there and like having sex and then it's not really as good as it could be for you and not saying anything, they're never gonna know. So you kind of do need to communicate something.
Yeah. I think you need to communicate how you want to be loved, but I don't think you need to communicate that you want to like achieve an orgasm, which like she's like like.
Well, I mean, I don't think like he's trying to get him off, like not very hard, but
Mhm.
he's trying to get her off by like fingering her, I guess. But like he's not doing like obviously what could do it faster or better. So
I like what this one commenter's mom told her. One thing my mom told me a long time ago was whatever issues you have with your partner that isn't being answered either by you not addressing it or them not giving a crap will be multiplied and exacerbated over the lifetime of your relationship, meaning it doesn't get better with him. There are 7 billion people on Earth. At least one of them will be good to you and finish you off. Wow, I love your mom. Facts.
well, 7 billion people is like you're not gonna be able to date all of them.
Fuck them all! Fuck them all!
I mean, like some of them are gonna be like underage, some of them are gonna be old as fuck, some of them are gonna be not the maybe you're not attracted to both sexes, so like half of that could be off the table.
All right, this one's for the fuck yo kids movement. Hashtag FYK or FTK. Fuck them kids. I'm 19, female. I have a fish pond in my backyard. It is not just a small pond. It's a big and nice garden with a little bridge, some waterfalls, and fish that cost more than my whole car.
Jesus, what the fuck?
One of the fish,
What is fish made out of?
one of the fish alone cost 1,000 euros. So she must just have a shitty car, but no
Well, that's
judgment.
one fish. He probably has like a lot of fish.
We listen and we don't judge.
I mean, that's what Reddit's for.
One of the fish costs 1,000 euros, and I have worked on this pond for a long time, and I take good care of it.
Also,
My-
that's like what, $1,200? That's even more for us.
Yeah. My yard is closed off with a strong fence, and there are signs all around that say no trespassing, so people know they should not go in. Now about my neighbor. We can call her Linda. She sounds like a cunt.
Why? For the
No, that is not her real name, but it fits.
Okay.
She has a son who's 8 years old, and we can call him Josh. Sounds like a fucking prick. Josh likes to go into other people's yards, even when he should not. I have talked to Linda many times about this, but she always just says something like, kids will be kids. Nah, fuck that, Linda.
Boys will be boys.
Linda, you're not listening, Linda. Last week I was not home. I was out doing stuff. And then Linda called me, sounding really scared. She told me Josh climbed over my fence to feed the fish, even though I already told him before not to go in. He fell into the pond
Wow.
and messed up the plants, and the water got dirty. And
Now my fish are dead.
yeah, and some of my expensive fish died because
Oh my
of the
God,
stress, and the filter system broke too from all the dirt Josh kicked into the water. Josh is okay. Fuck Josh. Hope he fucking broke his ankle. He only got a few small scratches, but now Linda is saying I should pay for his doctor visit.
Huh?
She said my pond is dangerous for kids, and I should have
it's
put.
literally her property. What do you mean? Holy shit! The arrogance.
Erroneous. Erroneous.
My pond
And
is my pond is dangerous
Holy.
for kids, and I should have put a cover on it to stop stuff like this from
What
happening.
was the fence for?
I told her, first of all, this is my private yard with a big fence, and second, her kid was not supposed to be there. When I said no, Linda got super mad. Oh, guess what? Linda's a fucking cunt. Fuck her.
Should be paying for her fish. This is not the story I was expecting.
Why? Because fuck them, that's why.
The next time Josh comes in my pond, I'm fucking drowning him.
Is that what you're saying?
Yeah. She started telling our neighbors that I'm cold and mean and that I care more
Wow.
about my fish than a kid. So I decided to take her to court. I'm asking for money to cover the dead fish, the broken filter, the work I need to fix everything. It's more than $5,000. Some of my friends say I'm being too hard and that he's just a kid, but other people think Linda should have watched him better. So people on Reddit, am I the asshole for going to court with my neighbor after her kid broke into my yard and messed up my fish pond?
I don't know about like the court part because you're also paying for a lawyer probably. Actually, maybe not, but like either way, it seems a little much, but also I can see why you would want to because this is ridiculous that she wants her to pay for his kid getting scratches and like trespassing. Like I don't know.
Dude, I would not pay for shit.
Ryan McMullen said, taking her to court is justified.
No, it's justified. I feel like it's also still a little much to do for I get the fish were expensive and you definitely care about them too. It's definitely she's in her rights to do it. I don't know if I would go to court over it. It sounds like a hassle too.
It does sound like a hassle. It's a shame, but you got it.
Ryan McMullen said,
I'm not
it's the
even
mom
talking-
she's suing, not the kid.
I'm not even talking about the kid. Like obviously you're not suing the kid. I don't even know if that's
Our defendant is
possible.
8-year-old Josh. He's got ADHD and he's
Ryan
raised by a
McMullen
tablet.
said, the mom is also smearing her name
Yo,
to the
fuck that,
neighbors.
dude. I'm coming with a Louisville Slugger. I'm breaking Linda's fucking kneecaps. You're not fucking with
I
me,
mean,
Linda.
yeah, but what is she not gonna get clients from the neighbors or something? Like, I don't even know what her job is. I don't think smearing her name is really doing that much.
Yo, what does Robert Greene say? Robert Greene says your reputation, so much depends on your reputation. Guard it with your life. Fuck Josh.
Alright.
Fuck Linda. Go in with a baseball
Wait,
bat.
this is
Start
not-
swinging at kneecaps and make sure that he never fucking hops a fence ever again because he doesn't have the fucking motor functions to
Yeah,
do
I'm
it.
sure that'll go over well in court.
Yo, you could probably pay a goon to fucking rough Josh
oh, yeah,
up.
that'll
Like,
still go over well.
I'll
in
do it.
court,
I'll do it
mate.
for free. Cause fuck them kids, yo.
Oh my god.
All right, this is a dude. I've been dating someone for a bit, over a month, but I'm always footing the bill. Is that weird? No, that's heterosexual dating in the modern age. I mean, of all ages.
It's not just
I've been
mine.
dating someone for a bit over a month, and we really get on well. He sounds like he's a Brit. We've been on 6 or 7 long, great dates. The only thing bothering me is that I end up paying for pretty much everything. She might get the occasional small thing, but she never really offers to split or cover anything. I earn enough, so it's not about the money. It's more about the gesture and the balance. We're also planning a weekend trip soon, and while I'm excited, I'm a bit concerned that I'll end up covering the whole thing again. I don't want to set a precedent where I'm always footing the bill, especially when there's no offer or discussion. Am I right to feel a bit off about this, and how can I bring it up without sounding petty or causing a rift? I really like her, and I don't want it to come across the wrong way.
So I wish people would just be upfront about this because I don't get why they're saying, "Oh, it's just about the gesture." Why do you care so much if it was just about the gesture? Like you clearly care that it's about the money too.
Well,
Like which I understand.
Yeah, like-
sure. But be upfront about it. Don't be a little bitch. Say
Yeah,
that.
yeah,
Don't
but-
say, "Oh, it's just a gesture." Like you don't care.
facts.
Like, if they gave that gesture every time, but you never actually went through with it, I don't think you would be any less upset about it. Really, maybe
Yeah.
a little bit, but you'd still be mad about it.
Yeah, and this commenter said exactly what you just said.
Oh, really?
If you're scared to speak your mind, you've already lost this girl in the long run. Might as well say something and see what happens. Yeah, this is one of the most sound comments I've ever seen in the sub, says another person. I feel like most of the problems men and women face in relationships come down to this right here. Yeah, just speak your mind. What's the worst that could happen? She gets all fucking huffy and puffy, and then she fucking...
Well, I'm more along the lines of saying they hide behind it, saying it's a gesture, like they would like the gesture, but I don't think most of the men really do just want the gesture. They want actually some compensation.
Yeah, and that's fair.
Yeah,
you
I
know,
agree,
I don't
but,
want to be, I
they
don't want to
should
be the
say
fucking
that-
pay pig.
They
here.
should say that instead of hiding behind it being a gesture. when that's
Yeah.
not the- especially since they can make the gesture and still not pay them. It's not fixing the problem that you're having.
All right. So speaking of, this will be our last little anecdote, and I mean this is in response to Peanut calling earlier this week. Peanut called Mackenzie Bezos a thug. She's a thug.
Thug.
And she is a thug.
Okay.
She like strong arm robbed her husband of 38 billion in 38 billion in cash and 35% of the company Amazon, which has a market cap of fucking, or maybe 35% of his Amazon, which is still, I'm sure, billions. Like what is his net worth? At the time that she divorced him, he was worth 76 billion. So I'll bet you he's probably
76 billion or 700. How much was he worth?
at the time he was worth 76 billion.
He's worth 190 billion now.
Yeah. I mean,
What
like
do you mean? Yeah, he's worth more.
no, he is worth more, but like he'd be worth, he'd be worth.
Probably worth more, but like he's still like it didn't hurt him. It really didn't hurt him that much.
I feel like that's
And
such
also, he had what, like an affair, right?
No.
Yeah, that's what was alleged, and he's also now like married to that person he had an affair with, Lauren Sanchez.
So he says, I was married to Mackenzie for over 25 years. One day, she said she was tired of our boring marriage. I've been telling you, fellas.
Like what Jeff Bezos says? Or,
Yes.
Okay. So why do you believe him?
Why would he lie?
Why would she lie?
Because she has a reputation to defend of being not
So
a
does
gold
he.
digger.
So does he. He definitely has his reputation to uphold. Like,
One day she said she was tired of our boring marriage and wanted a divorce. I asked if there was anything I could do to change her mind. She said if I gave her half of my $76 billion fortune and 50% of Amazon, she'd consider staying. I begged her not to file divorce. That sounds like
what do you
exactly
mean?
like what a divorce
But wait,
is.
that's what you would have in the marriage anyway.
True, but she
So
probably
I
did.
don't buy this at all.
She probably didn't have her hands on it. He was not like, honey, what should I do with my fucking empire that I built? I want to know what you, a lay woman.
They also built it before they got married. It wasn't like he built it before meeting her. They were married for like 30 years?
25 years.
Because they met in college or something in the 90s, or like they built it pretty much together.
Well,
at least she was a big driving force in supporting it.
Yeah.
So then, like, it's not like
Ryan
it was just
McMullen
him.
said, she's a thug.
I begged her not to file the divorce, but she did. I realized even if I gave her what she wanted, she'd probably still leave and take half of whatever I had left. So I let her go. In court, my attorney managed to settle at half my cash and 35% of Amazon. If this can happen after 25 years of marriage, then marriage just isn't meant for men. I'll never get married again. I'm not a woman's empowerment agency.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of sources that say that he cheated.
I mean,
like, you believe this story over that he cheated? Like, it makes more sense that he cheated.
Even if, let's say,
like, her life was
did.
really good with him if he didn't cheat or anything. So why would she just divorce suddenly after 30 years? She would have had a good life regardless. And apparently she donates a lot of it to charity.
That's
before, like in the beginning, in the 90s, and now.
Well, that's why Peanut called her a thug, because she gave it all away to charity, which is admirable, I suppose.
I don't think she gave it all, but she does
yeah.
give a lot.
And all right, here's kind of the bullshit,
About
right?
to call her stupid.
No, here's why it's bullshit, right? Because like, if she had earned, if she had
earned it by supporting him for 30 years.
I mean, so do you think?
Don't you like? You're the one who says that it's like, a leader and the woman like provide like. What was the way you put it? Like, the woman is there to support the provider and like build the wealth in that way. Like they like follow them and like help support them to get better.
Well, but if you leave, then you have
Yeah, but
ceased doing
But
that.
it sounds like she left because he cheated, so I don't know what to tell you.
I mean that I have not heard that.
How have you never heard that? There was like rumors since 2018. Like there's reports on it from 2023 onward. Like Jeff Bezos cheated on his ex-wife with his now fiance Lauren Sanchez, who I think he's now married to.
Did he get a fucking prenup? Are you able to find that?
I mean, they built this before they were married. Like they didn't even have Amazon.
No, but I'm talking about in his new marriage. Like, did he get a fucking prenup, or is he just like an insane man? Like,
I mean, even if he didn't, he's still gonna be worth billions. No, Bezos didn't have a prenup with his ex-wife. However, he is currently preparing a prenup on his upcoming marriage to Lauren Sanchez.
Okay, good.
So I guess they aren't married yet, but I mean, even if he's preparing it, doesn't mean he's actually doing it. But I don't know.
I hope so, but like once again, I don't even really like fucking like Jeff Bezos.
Also,
like,
what you're saying he's that he didn't cheat, because in this Yahoo Finance it says it led to the most expensive divorce in history, but he always owned up to the affair. Just to set the record straight, I did have a relationship with this woman.
I mean, also this excerpt is saying that he was like warned. It didn't just like blindside him. It's saying that after 25 years, is that how long they were married?
It sounds like, yeah.
But he's saying in this, like, she, basically threatened divorce. It's possible that he could have, like, had an affair once that happened. It's possible.
So. Sure, it's possible, but I don't like. It doesn't line up as it doesn't make as much sense as it just actually being what is mostly reported.
Well, I mean, it's just, I think it's a bad deal to get into a marriage without a prenup. Is all I'm saying.
Well, yeah, I mean, we're not arguing that. I'm just saying Bezos wasn't just some innocent guy who had a no-fault divorce or anything.
Well, I mean, like I suppose he's not totally innocent in it, but he could have been better guarded to.
Sure, and I think that's fair to do that.
Yeah.
I just don't think that's like the case here, and also even if they had signed a prenup like with Mackenzie Scott, like that wouldn't really protected his finances before Amazon. Like they built that together. Like he didn't have Amazon before they got married. I don't think.
Well, you could sign a prenup and a postnup,
Sure.
Which I
but
think you should do.
I don't think the whole foundation of Amazon would be solely his, because I'm pretty sure she was involved in Amazon as well. So it's not like it would be like it probably wouldn't be a 50-50 split, but there would definitely be some split that would go to her.
Like she wouldn't be fucking destitute if like they got a divorce with a prenup. But maybe she wouldn't have fucking $35 billion to fucking give out to charity. Maybe she would have a more equitable split
than Jeff Bezos giving it to fucking Lauren Sanchez.
Well, that's probably what he's going to do.
Yeah, but I'd rather it go to charity, to be honest.
Well, there's a lot of fucking charities that misappropriate the funds as well.
There's some. I don't know which one she gave it to, but considering the status and power she had, I'm sure she probably vetted these charities. And considering she had been doing it for like 30 plus years already, I think she knows what charities are worth giving to.
And even Bill Gates's fucking divorce is maybe even worse. Like he actually was the sole founder of Microsoft, and it's not like she didn't necessarily help him build Microsoft in the same way. Like she was a lower level employee that latched on to the founder of Microsoft, but at least her at least her charitable donations, Melinda Gates operates one of the most like trusted and responsible like foundations in the entire world. Like if Mackenzie Bezos were to give away a lot of money to the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation, that would be a lot more. She might have. I bet you like she.
I don't think like Melinda Gates was low level or anything either. She was like a multimedia product developer.
Yeah, but she knew what she was getting into when she got into a relationship with the founder of Microsoft. Like she didn't know he was going to be the richest man of all time, but like she had to see.
In 1994, it was like way before they were really big enough to really be anything yet.
Yeah, but she knew his potential. She had to know his potential.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's not even necessarily knowing. You could think they have really good potential. I'm sure there's other like software developers that think they can make it big and then don't. And
yeah,
it's like people can just have potential and just flat out not live up to it. Like,
it's true. But yeah, I mean, fellas, if I can give you one piece of advice, I don't think there's a whole lot of fellas watching anymore. But fellas, if I can give you one piece of advice, if you have yet to sign a pre and a post nup, I mean, I'm suggesting that you do it. You could take with my advice what you will. You know, what could it possibly hurt? You know, what is it gonna like?
Well, it can
dampen the mood for like a fucking night. Like people will get over that.
I don't think it's just a night. It does set a precedent as like you don't really trust them. Like I think it is fair for a woman to or a man, depending on the scenario, if the woman makes more money. But it is fair to think that they don't really trust you enough to not do it. But I think it's fair to have a prenup or a postnup or both to protect yourself in the way where there's like close to 50% of divorce.
Yeah, yeah. I think it makes sense. What does it say? YouTube failed to refresh the authorization. What the fuck? I think it's fair to do this before. Can you file a prenuptial agreement before an engagement?
I don't know.
Because that's what I would like to do.
Like, does an engagement even really? Isn't an engagement just kind of getting a ring? It's not really like a official thing. Right?
Yeah, but like I would assume.
You could do a prenup before or after that. I would think, right? Yeah,
like I would assume a prenuptial agreement is just any type of agreement that is made before you take your nuptials, right? So like. Yeah. You could theoretically sign a prenup with a woman on a first date, you know, like. So I think the earlier you do it, the better. Then you don't have to worry about all this fucking. It might even be like, it might even turn her on if
let's not lie.
No, but if on a fourth date you're like, hey, could you sign this prenup? Okay. She's gonna be like, oh shit, I'm dealing with like a baller. Like, okay, all right, I see you. No. You know what I mean? And then it's like,
I don't think they're gonna think that, but okay.
Because like one type of person who never makes you sign a prenup is a fucking deadbeat bum, dude. Like deadbeat bums are just like, oh, whatever.
They kind of need it more though, because money is more important to someone who doesn't have it.
All right. So I'm gonna air this ad one more time, and then we're gonna wrap it up.
Wrap it up.
Oh shit!
Who the fuck is that guy?
Wrong one.
Is that bad?
All right, fellas, it's time we talk about a pressing issue. Get a prenup. And the other pressing issue is making your woman come. There's an orgasm gap. The orgasm gap is really problematic. Maybe not for you, but for your woman. You want her to be entertained. You want her to be enthused. You want her to come to the bedroom every night, just giddy and full of butterflies when she thinks about having sex with you. You know what's going to kill that? You not being able to get it up. So let's talk about how the burden of performance is on men. It's our duty to perform, whether it's at our jobs, on the gridiron, the hardwood court, inside the illustrious bedroom. There's no description that does justice to that confidence boost you'll receive when you rock the socks off your lover. If you don't prioritize that, she should fucking leave you. Would you feel confident pushing all your money into Melania coin or whipping a 68 jalopy in a drag race? Would you feel like a magician if you came to the stage a few jacks short of a full deck? No, you wouldn't. So why are you going to battle in the bedroom with groggy privates? The only blue pill we endorse at the Good Faith Podcast is It's Mr. Nasty Time Blue Pills. And yes, we're talking about those pills that make you want to do double marathons under the covers like David Goggins. Forget about overpriced Hims, Romans, Blue Chews. It's Mr. Nasty Time is the real deal at an amazing price that won't let you down and can't be beat. And I know what you're thinking. What if she cancels on me and I'm stuck with Daenerys' Untamed Dragon in my trousers? Well, say Dracarys to that. Now you're in control. I personally tried these bad boys, and it's a lot more mellow than you'd expect. You can pop one over drinks and appetizers, and it's not going to give away your position. Or, due to the quick acting effect, go to the bathroom right before magic time, pop one or two in, and be fully equipped to perform. Just like all the expensive name brands, Mr. Nasty delivers his products in discreet packaging, but for a fraction of the cost. Around here at the GFP, we're about leveling up, and why not level up your sex life and check out It's Mr. Nasty Time to get your mojo back. Scan the QR code on the screen or hit the link in the description and guarantee yourself unrivaled pleasure. Let this atrocious stock market be the only thing getting you down and save yourself the headache of a lackluster sex life. It's Mr. Nasty Time. All right, do you have any closing remarks?
Stay safe, everyone. Love you.
All right. All right, I think we're going to wrap it up.
You're fucking done, son.
Once again, we want to humbly thank our listeners and pay them ample gratitude for their patronage. Without you guys, we wouldn't be able to have such a high-quality interactive show. So thank you to our audience.
So the audience are a bunch of hoes.
Yo,
What does that mean?
what I just said.
I'd like to take this time to remind all of our listeners that we're spreading like a virus. The Good Faith Podcast is now officially on YouTube Live video as well as audio on Apple Podcasts, Pandora, Spotify, RSS.com, Amazon Music, sorry, Jeff, Samsung Podcast, Listen Notes, iHeartRadio, and Patreon. On Patreon, we're working to build additional value for the multiple tiers of donors with special content, super chat priority, VIP in-person meetings, and we even have an advertising package if you have a small business, you want to advertise with us. If you have a big business, I hope you want to advertise with us. We are the most affordable advertising budget in the world. And fucking, what else did I want to say? There was something else I wanted to add, but, well, happy birthday to all the April babies. Rye, Cherney,
Thanks.
Dev, Carly. Happy birthday. I hope you guys all enjoy your birthdays. This is a reminder, if you feel you got any value from our show, it takes basically zero extra work to like and subscribe, and it'll move us closer to our goal of having thousands of subscribers, which will bump us up in the algorithm and expose us to more potential listeners. If you guys want to share us with more of your friends, we would be absolutely delighted to extend our outreach. The quickest way for us to broaden our exposure is for you listeners to each share us with one friend. We appreciate it from the bottom of our hearts. If you're interested in joining our movement, it's the hashtag FTK movement. Fuck them kids.
I'm going to have a new hashtag.
Yeah, I'm going to add it.
Why? Because fuck them, that's why.
We also represent the hashtag Iriubiamu movement, which stands for
I respect you only because your opinion aligns with my own.
Feel free to retweet the hashtag, both of them. Also, stay cognizant to treat people with identical worldviews to your own with dignity and respect. Then if somebody's opinion deviates from yours in any way, our movement advocates for treating them like absolute shit. Remember, a civil level of respect is only earned by people who mirror your beliefs. Hashtag remember, only your fucking relatives, only your blood relatives, kids deserve respect. If you see like some little fucking kid on an iPad out in public and he's bumping into shit, he's got ADHD, he's fucking not being, behaviorally reinforced positively by his supervisor, our movement advocates for not being physically abusive to them, but maybe just like pretending that they don't exist. If they run into a corner of a wall, like don't fucking rush over and be like, "Oh, are you okay?" Fuck them. Fuck them kids.
Why? Because fuck them, that's why.
If you live in the greater Philadelphia area, want to guest star on our show, want to go on a date with anyone, please reach out to us in an Instagram DM at Christopher Bulick. The Patreon link is in the description, and all proceeds will go towards rent, food, electricity, new computer equipment to improve our general show quality and Clark's medical expenses.
I open a savings account in your name. That way, 500 years later, it'll be worth billions. Billions.
Oh, I like money.
To all of our faithful audience, we wish you a wonderful weekend, a happy and healthy lifestyle. To all of you, we bid you goodbye.
Goodbye. And if you need money, sell rocks. I heard that's what they do around here.